Welcome to Direcast. May I take your order? Here at Direcast, our group of 6 wise old fish play different RPGs, bringing you a new game and system every few weeks. This week we're back with Kaiju Girls, and ready to see what our group of friends does in the face of adversity. My name's Lukey, and this week's question is, at what point in school would you have turned into a raging monster? My first day, probably. Just, or literally I went to a girls' school for my secondary school, but the main reason I did that was that at my primary school, I'm a year younger than my older brother, who's very, very, very clever. So every single new teacher I had at primary school, I walked into the classroom and they went, "Oh, you're David's sister. He's so clever." And then 5 glorious years of secondary school without that happening. I go to the same 6th form college as him. I take 1 class the same as him. We both took Spanish. I walk into my Spanish AS classroom. Teacher looks at the register, looks at me and goes, "Oh, you're David's sister. He's so clever." Kaiju right now. Absolute kaiju in that moment if I could.
My name is Peter, and I would have turned into a kaiju when my friend sprayed Capri Sun up my nose.
That fair.
Fair. So now the thing is, because I was drinking a Capri Sun, because I was, I had someone.
A human with taste buds.
Yeah, a human with taste buds. I had someone give me shit. She was this girl that was on a course with me. Was just like, "Oh, why were you drinking Capri Suns when you were like 16?" And I was like, "Well, I'm sorry, I wasn't doing hard drugs." Like,
I'm sorry, I'm not dead in a ditch.
I was holding my Capri Sun in my hand, and he decided to squeeze it, and instead of, swallowing, my brain decided to redirect. So what I in fact did is spray like a dragon a Capri Sun out of my nose, and I could smell apples for about 3 days. It was...
That's horrible, but I love it.
Now, the thing is, I sometimes get junk emails about juice cleanses, and I have to have a lie down.
Aww.
Hi, I'm Jacob, and there are a spread of experiences which I could have kaiju'd out in, and I'm going to choose the one which is funniest and least real. Or at least, deep and meaningful, and that's some shit, bro. So there was a time when I was actually kind of sporty.
What?
He did
I was
rowing.
part of the rowing group. My school had its own boating house on the Thames.
Of course it did.
It sounds glamorous. It was a shed that they bought in the 20s when they were expecting it to be bombed by the Luftwaffe, and it never did. And
Damn. In the 20s?
Yeah, the Luftwaffe got their Luftwaffe started.
Yeah.
Only on the river towns.
Cut the head of the curve on that one.
Yeah.
They got to the west of London first and just kind of stayed there for 10 years.
That was a day when a bunch of old boys were brought back, who were also like ex-rowers, or they were doing Olympic rowing, Oxford rowing teams and stuff like this. And we were getting a bunch of boats out and just kind of like vibing with boats on this part of the river. And I decided, as one does indeed. And I decided that I would go out and I would do a bit of solo boating, because I just I enjoyed that. Yeah, I got a friend to help me try and take a boat down from the ceiling. But we didn't think the project through, not least because said friend was about a foot shorter than me. Couldn't reach properly. I undid. It was trussed on at 2 ends. I undid one truss. The thing started to come down, and then there was a moment where Ed couldn't quite reach, and I didn't quite get my grip on it, and carbon fibre boat, which we inherited from Reading Club in the 60s or something like that. Crunch!
Oh no.
I would have definitely kaiju'd out at that stage if I'd had the option. Just, oh shit. Warthog!
Hi, I'm Helen.
Yes, you.
Am I on mute?
No.
No, you're good.
Oh, I'm so used to being on mute. Alright. Hi, I'm Helen. And, right, so, here I was, young, sweet, impressionable, in year 1.
Oh,
right?
Jesus.
5 or 6.
Oh.
Okay? Now,
Oh, this is gonna
I'm
be
not too
traumatising.
great with spelling now. You should have seen me when I was 5. Oof, not great. Not great at all. And for some reason, and I don't remember what this reason was, we were talking about spelling names. And we were talking about the spelling of the name Michael. And I very proudly announced that I knew how to spell Michael because my twin brother's name is Michael. And the teacher, no hesitation, turned around and said, well, he spelt it wrong on this.
Rude! Rude!
I haven't forgotten.
Hi, I'm H, and probably like Jacob, I have various anecdotes that would just be more like, "Oh shit, man, that was interesting. You want to talk to someone about that?" But I'm going to go for another sports-related anecdote because everyone seems to have had those PE teachers, that's physical education if you're not in the UK, who are just slightly unhinged. And we had one, and I won't say her name also because I can't remember it honestly, who would make sure you weren't wearing extra layers under your sports stuff in winter when it was like frosty outside and you had to stand on the sidelines of like a netball match for like 30 minutes doing fuck all and absolutely freezing your little toes off.
Okay.
And she would get so cross if you wore any extra layers under your plastic jogging bottoms that provided no heat whatsoever. But some girls kept their tights on, and she would go around and going, flesh, girls, I want to see flesh. Pull up your trousers.
Flesh.
And it was like, if I took this out of context,
Man
oh my
flesh.
god, like we started calling her the vampire teacher for a while after that. Like,
Understandable.
it was,
You were kind.
oh my god, I know, right? It was slightly traumatizing. I was like, I don't want to show you my leg. Also, I wish I could have kept my tights on because I am so cold.
Hi, my name is Matt, and the point at school I would have turned into a raging monster. It's definitely every time they made me go out on the sodding soccer pitches to play football in the sodding cold, like frozen ground, that I'm standing there with little knobbly knees in my little stupid shorts, and they're like, you have to go out and you have to play soccer, and I hate soccer. And so, like, if I could have turned into anything at that point, it's no fun at all. I don't get how how that's supposed to be fun. It's just awful. I hate playing soccer in the cold. I hate playing soccer anyway, but especially in the cold.
What was I going to say? Yes, now that we've redesigned the British curriculum, let's get to it.
Welcome back to our playthrough of Kaiju Girls.
Kaiju Girls.
In case we use this again. So to recap where we left it last time, you guys, five of you, you five are playing schoolgirls at the Mitsunari Academy in Kyoto. And this particular ward of Kyoto has a bit of a kaiju problem. Unbeknownst to the authorities, you guys are in fact kaijus, and you will morph into kaijus, and you have many times saved
the kaiju
the area. You are the kaijus. Well, you're not the kaiju problem because you are morphing into kaijus and fighting off other nasty kaijus and kind of going for the way of peace.
We are white
you were
hat
guided.
kaijus.
Yeah,
From the
you're
outside,
guided
I
by-
think 2 kaijus fighting isn't much better than 1 kaiju
I
fighting.
see how that might look like that from the outside, but
I'm
sure
trying
that...
to explain why we have a person with guns trying to hunt us down.
We'll get to that in a moment. So, so yeah, like at least in your hearts, you guys are trying to save the day rather than destroy the day. You were guided by Gin, the master of all fins, who is a Welsh goldfish who lives in a pond. What were we smoking? And yeah, so you guys have been told by Gin that there's a deadly prophecy, the last prophecy in his collection of pebble prophecies, which says that the moon door will open in 3 days, and he doesn't know what that means. And he's asked you to see if you can find out what's going on and, if possible, prevent this from happening. You guys have gone to school. Some of you have been working on your culture fair exhibit where you met... Where's my sheet of characters? So when you were working on your culture fair, you met Nozomi Takase, who is... who's a bit of a sassy intellectual, thinks she's the most intelligent girl in school. She is your main rival, Kaho. Then you did that. She trashed your culture fair exhibit. We'll get to that in a minute. Also, some of you went to the gym where we met the ballet dance instructor slash the I forgot. Is it kendo? What were we doing?
I think it was
kendo. Yeah. Mr. Hatori, who is running a ballet version of a piece of history that you found out about the school. The school was built on the grounds of a castle, and this castle was once home to like a fearsome lord whose name was Baron Ishikawa. And he was evil and he was cursed, so the legend goes, and all of his evil power was locked up underneath this castle where the school now is.
What was the name of the ballet instructor man?
The ballet instructor's name was Mr. Hatori.
Thank you.
And then also while we were there, we also met Nozomi Takase's twin brother, Akira Takase, who is a master athlete who's winning all the sporting medals at the moment. You also know both the Takases have not been at school that long. They've only been here for this term. They're from the North Country. And they both are cleaning up the awards, and we don't like it. So you guys were kind of shopping around for that kind of stuff. Most of you, but not all of you, then went to meet up at the library because Akane had agreed to tutor her tall, strong himbo crush, Joe Biden, who is the master ballet man. You were going to tutor him in the library. But before he arrived, we ran into some chaos involving some of you switching into kaiju form.
Hello.
We'll get to that in a moment. Also, Aiko, you decided to hang out at the gym where you saw the Takase twins sneaking about, being awful, suspicious and they both of them went into the boys' changing room. But before any of you could get any further, you heard a stompy noise, and you looked out of the window, and it looks like the kaiju alarm has been raised. And you noticed a couple of soldiers around earlier, and now you realise the point of that is that the mayor's office has employed the military to bring a prototype anti-kaiju bot, who is here to defend the town, much in the same way you are, by mostly smashing it. And so that's where we left things. So can you remind me which ones of you have turned into kaiju at this point?
I am currently kaiju.
I had rolled the failure that would precipitate my change, but we haven't actually put that in the narrative yet.
All right, so what, you're about to turn into a kaiju?
I am in the process, yes.
Oh,
cool. So
got a few legs in, a few legs out.
Yeah. So Kaneko and Kaho are both kaiju'd. Can you remember? Can you remember what your kaiju forms are as well? Over here.
Yeah, I am a very large moth with laser eyes coming out of my moth eye spots.
Lovely.
And big terrifying rings and a piercing shriek. Terrifying wings.
I'm a big octopus, riding tentacles, laser eyes, and a bone sword.
Bone sword.
Bone sword.
And sooner you are about to turn into your kaiju, which is...
Yes, a boar the size of a bus with spiky hide, fire breath, and mushroom spores. Nightmare spores.
And Akane, you are in the library. Mr. Saito, the librarian, has passed out from utter shock.
I have an arm full of tentacle.
You have an arm full of tentacle.
Trying to push Peter through the window.
Yep. So we'll pick it up there. So I mean, in metagaming, in order to, well, not really metagaming. Think of it as a health bar for the boss fight. So Kaiju Bot, I've given you a difficulty of 5, challenge rating of 5. So you need 5 successes to take this robotic moron down. And he is marching across the playground. All of the soldiers and the teachers are ushering the students out of the way because all the students want to watch as he's marching across the basketball field. And he's just going there is no reason to fear. I will defeat Kaiju. I am Kaiju Bot. And kind of marching dumpily across the basketball field.
I love Kaiju Bot.
Kaiju
Bot, you're welcome to try and turn him to your side. Nothing is off the table.
I would like to fully get myself through the window. I would like to myself through the window fully.
Free action. You have through the window.
Wonderful.
Cool. Just for the flavour of it, I like the the pushing of the octopus, it's going quite methodically. Then there's a sudden surge, and the octopus is propelled through the window by the boar-like form of Asuna, who just
So you pop through together, coming out as a pair of kaiju. A couple of the students start taking photographs on their phones. You guys are sitting in the basketball field as Kaiju Bot is coming.
I shake the tentacle off my face, and
Free action.
I see the bot and just start to pace towards it warily, circling round the side.
Yep, that is fine. So Kaiju Bot, his kind of head kind of circles and he locks eyes with you, and you in your mind's eye you can see that inside his head it's like kaiju detected. He's gonna like point at you with his like big like dumpy fist, and he's just gonna be like, you are a danger to public property, stand down. You are causing a disturbance.
I should specify. Oh, is there a side that's like, are we in like a courtyard that's surrounded on all sides?
I'm kind of seeing you, like in basically a basketball field that was bordering the library. So there's like little chain link fences around either side. Not like if you wanted to knock it down, I don't think it's going to be a problem for a kaiju.
If you wanted to wear it as a shawl, I think you could.
Yeah. It kind of depends if you would like there to be a barrier, there can be. But
I'd like to circle round so that there are no large groups of students behind me.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll say
if it comes into tussle, I'm trying to keep potential collateral to a minimum.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you will move you around on the side of there's like the science labs, which will have been evacuated by this point.
Cool.
And so you've kind of got the science labs to your rear, and you are ready for the fight. I want to quickly go to Akane.
Hello.
You're still in the library. Is anyone else still in the library? I think Kaho, are you still in the library, or have you burst out by now?
A very large moth. Mr.
Saito's large... gone. He is passed out.
Is Aiko still here?
Aiko's not here. Aiko is in the gym. We'll go to Aiko in a minute.
Oh, of course, yes. Okay, so I'm the only person in the
forwarding
library
the plot.
Still in human form.
Yep.
Correct.
Does oh my god, you literally just say it. What was the name of the librarian?
Mr. Saito. I think Kaneko put him on top of a bookshelf.
I did.
Did
Yeah.
I
tried to.
Look like he needs rescuing.
He's just passed out.
I filed him away. It's fine. I put him under.
Yeah.
Like if I leave him where he is, he's not in any immediate danger.
L for librarian.
He's filed under L for librarian. He's passed out for the sheer surprise. I wouldn't worry. He's in a safe space. Yeah. Like, he's not in any imminent danger.
Okay. In which case, I'm gonna try to help Kaho get out of the library before she breaks the building.
Might be a bit late. I think she's got a covered up 40-foot wingspan. So
I believe we said last time this library has a glass ceiling. Ill-advisedly.
That is very ill-advised.
I'm gonna say shoot your laser. Kaho, I think you'll have to shoot your way out the ceiling. I can't.
Not anymore. It doesn't.
You can fit through the window. I could try rolling you up in your wings, but I don't think it would work.
Quick, guys! What sound do moths make? I was going to make moth sounds.
Like a chirpy noise.
I imagine
it's like a phone.
It'd be more. At your scale, I have a feeling it would be more like a. Especially like a tiger moth that echolocates.
Yeah,
that would do some things to you.
Okay, Luke.
No, just like it would make the floor move if it was really deep.
Yeah, challenge rating of 1 to stay standing.
Okay,
sure.
Thanks. Can I have an extra?
No, so that was a joke. You don't actually have to. You're definitely going to fall over.
When we say really big moth, is your body bigger than mine? Because moths
Probably,
are mostly
yes.
wingspan. Okay, yep.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean,
I'm double-decker bus size, and I still fit through the window.
My body is probably the size of a single-decker bus, but then my wingspan is about 3 or 4 times that size because wings be big.
So if you tuck your wings in, you should just be able to clamber through.
I mean, there's also a nice metal ceiling right there.
The window's kind of gone when you burst through. I feel like the window sort of burst as you came through.
Well, if
So I feel like you
sort
wouldn't
of-
have any trouble.
If I help Kaho kind of pin her wings back a little bit and maybe roll her up like a sausage, would we be able to get her through
I
the
mean,
window?
you know, like the thing is,
I'm
guys,
not sure
this
I
is-
want
this
to
is-
be rolled up like a sausage.
Yeah,
The
you
thing
do.
is, guys, this is super cute. But if you just said, "I would like to leave the library," I would say yes, you may.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to stop you leaving the library.
I would also, I'm gonna like, if should we just both go out the window?
Yep.
We kind
Out
of
the
Let's
window we
leave by
go.
the window.
We're done.
I'm still in human form, so I like, daintily pick my way out the window, followed
You
by a
do.
giant
I'd like
moth.
you to roll. This is for Akane. I'd like you to roll for a challenge rating of 1, please.
What am I allowed to have any pluses or just one?
It's
die?
it's effectively perception. So I don't know if you can blag anything for that.
Well, I'm an artist, and artists are very good at noticing the little details.
You know what? I'm actually going to give you it, but not for that. You'll see why in a minute. You roll 2 dice, please.
Feel insulted. Oh, I got a 1.
And don't forget to add any stress dice as well.
Oh, is that an
Yes.
extra die?
Yeah.
If you have a stress dice, yeah, you roll it as normal. But if you roll a 1, you Kaiju.
Well, then a stress die. Phew, that was a 6. I got a 1, a 3, and a 6, but the 1 was not the stress die.
The 1 is fine if it's not on a stress die and you got success.
Yeah.
So that's cool. You help Kaho out through what is left of the window, which is effectively just a hole in the wall. But as you do that, you notice a form that you couldn't possibly miss. You notice that Joe Biden
Flippin' Joe.
is moving away from the library. He was meant to meet you here, but obviously all the hustle and bustle has clearly delayed him. And you see that he is heading. Look with an expression of utter confusion. He's heading towards the gym.
That means nothing to us as characters.
It means nothing to you as characters
Yeah.
except for Akane, who that's where Joe Biden is, even though he said he'd meet you at the library.
Oh.
Oh no, not Joe.
Yeah, but I
You
wouldn't
may use
expect
or
him to
abuse this
stay at.
information.
All things considered, would not expect him to stay at the library in this situation. There's a hole in the wall.
Not 1, not 2, but 3 kaiju.
I don't know. He is a bit of a himbo. He might be like, "Oh, there's a hole in the wall." Anyway, but anyway, so
I don't
yeah,
visit here
meanwhile-
often. They appear to be going open plan.
So, Suna, you are facing down Kaiju Bot. Kaiju Bot is going to turn to you, and then he's he's going to go to his belt, and then he kind of pulls out what looks like kind of like a policeman's nightstick, like a little tiny little truncheon, and then he's just going to kind of level it at you, and if say like. You have disturbed the peace. Now you shall reap the whirlwind. And he's going to start marching towards you to go to kind of bop you on the head with his metal truncheon.
He's trying so
Cool.
hard. He's
I'm
gonna
really
fail.
I'm waiting for him to make the first blow, and I've
Alright.
also got my eye on Kaneko, see what they're up to, because I'd quite like to blindside this guy,
Yeah,
but
that
I'm
makes
kind of the
sense.
centre of his attention right now.
Well, I think I've stated before that Kaneko's a mid laner, so Kaneko is Kaneko is going to do what Kaneko best and go into what is known as the poke phase. The poke phase at the game where you do damage at long range to sort of to both test out your opponents and try and weed out a bit of their abilities and cooldowns. My poke phase is going to be with a laser eye. I'd like to break this robot a bit at a time, so I'm going to go for the shoulder.
Yep. I'm going to have Kaijubot make the first move.
Cool.
And attack. Mainly because I'm trying to work out how actually attacking players works in this game. I'm reading through the rules now.
It looks like we make attacks based on it's we make attacks, and if we fail narratively, that's us getting hit.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at it, and I think that is correct. So let's go for that. So, Kaneko, you were going to go for a poke.
I'm going to poke. Always go.
Yep.
Always go
And
for
so
poke phase.
remember, viewers, it is a challenge rating of 5. So that means total we need 5 successes. I'm going to treat those 5 successes as limbs.
I just imagine Kaiju Bot turning. Remember, viewers.
Kaijubot looks at the camera and he said, "Remember, viewers."
Remember, children, we've had a lot of fun
a one-story
today.
tall chair to sit across backwards.
Oh
We've had a lot of
Stick
fun
around
today,
at the end of the
children, but
program
remember,
when Kaijubot will be doing a PSA.
I
don't
think
do drugs, children.
I think I have. I think I've added a stress die. I think I'm on 3 stress die,
I think you voluntarily
you,
added a
You
stress
scrub
die,
your
yeah.
stress die when you transform.
but I might
Do,
have.
but I think you did add one to try and get through the window. I could
added
be
one
wrong
for
about
Yes, no, I
funsies.
did do that. So I'm currently rolling 3.
For funsies.
Yep, roll away.
Pokey poke.
Can you roll an extra one because I'm assisting by distracting Kaijubot?
I will
Yep,
roll
that's
an
fine.
extra one. So my 1 success.
One success. All right. So were you aiming for anything in particular?
I was going to. I think I'm going to try and disassemble this bot and then sort
Yeah,
of
I'm
put
going
it
to
down.
treat lives as limbs.
I'm going to blow off one of its arms, or with one
Yep.
success, maybe a shoulder. No, sorry, maybe
No,
an elbow.
I think I would take it. So Kaijubot levels his truncheon at Suna, and it's like, "You have caused a public nuisance. I will give you a ticket." And then the
Does he have a little policeman's hat?
A very big policeman's hat.
as he says this, a little policeman's, like, 1920s English policeman's hat just kind of pops up on his head. That is human size. It's far too small. The thing is, like, technicality, though he is a giant robot, he is in fact enlisted in the police department as an officer. And so, though he is a gigantic height, his, like, badge is just normal size.
Officer Big.
He gets a pension and everything.
Love him.
He's on the
and if he
Christmas
dies in
calendar.
if he dies in the line of duty, then his loving spouse and little robot children will get there.
Loki, no! Don't go there!
And one day from retirement, you blew his arm off. Anyway,
just
this
been
is
built.
It's his first day on the force. So
he's
he
one day
levels
from
his
retirement.
arm, but then Kaneko comes from behind, and you were whacking him with your tentacle, right?
I was lasering his arm off.
Laser. Yes,
I've got a laser eye.
Guys.
Show us your lasers.
Laser eyes.
Big blue beams.
You knock off his truncheon arm,
Ay.
and it just kind of clomps to the floor with a clang of metal, and he just looks down at it, and then his head kind of rotates 180 so he can look at you.
Oh,
and he
absolutely
just says,
poggers.
his expression doesn't change, and he just says, "You have damaged police property," and then starts to kind of lumber towards you, swinging his... Like, yeah, go on.
Yeah, as he's turned around, once his attention's gone, I start to kind of like scratch, just kind of at the ground, and once he turns around, exactly the opening I wanted, I'll take his knees out.
Yep, fire. So you're going to charge. Go for it. Roll me an attack.
Fine, so 1 for Kaiju, 1 for the charge, 1 for...
The little boy who
because
lives down
I'm
the road.
working with Kaneko to get him distracted.
Yeah, I'll count it like kind of distraction upon distraction. Yeah, he
Yep.
turns to fight Kaneko. So you're on his blind side, as it were.
Fantastic. Oh, that is 3 successes.
What? 3 successes.
Straight
Blimey. Alright.
run.
A new best for the game.
Yeah, a bloomin' heck, freaking
Considering
hell.
our rolls last week.
Yeah, so Kaijubot turns around to give Kaneko a parking ticket or some shit. And then Asuna, you kind of like, you charge and you knock both of his legs out. So he has, you've taken away 4 of his 5 lives. And so he's now like on the floor with like no legs and one arm that's flapping around, and his head just spins around, and he's just like, danger, danger.
His little hat falls off.
His little hat is skeweth, but it's not fallen.
Oh, thank goodness.
You also notice on the sidelines there's a couple of like guys in white coats, and one of them just like holds his head in his hands, like, knowing that he's losing his job.
This is not
I
work.
will. I'm kind of lost in the moment. Lost in the moment a bit, and was like, yes, that was awesome. Yeah, I like to think of it as kind of, yeah, like the knees come up, the legs come up completely before what crashes down onto his back.
Yep.
And my response is to plant one hoof on his one like skip-sized hoof on his chest and just like roar in triumph. So it's jet of flame. Just.
Yep, you've now been massively Instagrammed by all of the students.
Going viral.
All of them become influencers that day. Kaho, do you want to do anything? You are now in the sky, I assume.
Is there anything left for me to do? It sounds like you've
He has one life left before he's defeated. Like to clarify, the one life doesn't mean he's dead. That means you've won the fight. If you can take out one more thing, like so you don't have to. You do not have to pounce on him.
And then we pick him up and take him away, and make him our friend.
Do we? So generally, when we turn, are there likely to be other kaiju hanging around?
As a general rule, yeah, it tends to be that they're like you will have morphed because there's a kaiju coming. You've never encountered a police kaiju bot before. You're not sure if that's how the game works.
I mean, yes. Life.
Apparently, sometimes we morph because school is hard.
I mean, also life.
The thing is, you don't really know. You haven't been kaijus that long. You're still kind of getting used to your emotions. It's quite new to you.
If there is a track record of one of us or many of us turn into a kaiju for whatever reason, and then shortly after other kaiju appear, I think I want to fly towards the gym where I know we last saw Aiko.
Yep, that is fine. You can flutter over.
Because I think these two have got it covered.
Can you give me a lift?
I will. Yeah, can I pick up?
Can I ride on the moth's back?
You may ride on the moth's back.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
People think I'm being kidnapped by a kaiju.
So you hop on the back of Kaho the moth, and you fly towards the gym, where we shall go next. So, Aiko, you, I believe, were hiding in a locker.
I was, yes. I have shoved myself into a stinky locker full of old socks.
Yep, it is indeed full of old socks, and it is pretty foul in there. Aww. It's kicking. You heard the big clumpy clump footsteps of Kaiju Bot. You heard what can only be a kaiju fight through the window. So what would you like to do? You're still in the locker. You may stick. You may sneak out. What do you want to do?
Have I heard the twins go past? Because I'm assuming I don't think that there's an exit via the bathroom.
There, I mean, this is the boys' changing room, so you
right,
do not
exactly.
know.
Oh, okay. But the girls' changing room, you don't get out via the toilets, generally.
If you're
changing rooms are a land of mystery.
So if you're going by the geography of the girls' changing room, there shouldn't be another exit. You haven't heard the Takassis go past. You can't. There's been a lot of hubbub, so you can't be confident. But you've not heard them run past or scream or anything. You might expect of school kids in the middle of a kaiju fight.
Yeah. Okay. So I will hop out of my locker.
Yep.
Look around.
Ah!
Ah?
So, before you, surprised and alarmed, is Joe Biden.
Oh, no! I'm not here.
What are you doing in the girls' bathroom?
What are you doing in the girls' bathroom? You walked in the wrong one. It's the girls' bathroom.
Wait, this isn't the girls' bathroom. That's Harry Potter. Scratch that.
Yeah.
What are you doing in the boys' changing?
It's actually the girls' changing room. You walked into the wrong one. Quick, go out again. Out.
There's like a urinal right behind you.
Yes.
Challenge rating of 2 to see if Joe can work that out. He's feeling smart today.
Damn it.
Well, no, and this is the boys' changing room. I come here every day.
Oh no, I must have walked in the wrong one. Forgive me. I'll do a little bow and then try and run out.
Have you seen Nozomi?
No. Wait, is that one
Nozomi
of the
said she would meet me here.
Is that one of the twins? Matt, I forget everyone's name. Is that one of the twins?
Nozomi's one of the twins, yes.
Oh, right.
She's the one who destroyed my project.
I will just
And now
point
she's trying to
a finger
steal
at
my
the toilets.
man.
You point to the stalls.
Yeah.
He's like, did you see them go in there?
Yes. Do they normally go in there?
I mean, I don't know. He's gonna pop a breath mint at this point.
Can I have one?
Yes, of course. And he hands you the breath mint.
That happened.
I remembered the gag. Yes, well, Nozomi
there
told me to come and meet her in the changing room. She said she had something very important to talk about.
Oh, sorry. Well, the breath mint didn't do that to me. I'm gonna step out.
You just step out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's flustered by the whole situation.
He just he goes, bye, and lets you go. And so the last you see of him is he's just kind of standing there looking quite like confused. He's kind of like, I've come into the changing room looking for someone. I've found someone I didn't expect to see, and there's an awful racket going on outside, and I don't really know what it is.
Yeah.
He's having a bit of a day.
Yeah.
I should also note he is still wearing his leotard at this point.
Yeah, this is
And I
probably
think
why
he's about
Aiko
to be
was flustered.
sacrificed.
Probably.
Sorry.
I will step outside and look around to see if there's anyone else who might be more useful than Joe.
So the
Anyone
gym
at all?
is empty. However, at this exact moment, were you guys going to land on the roof?
I presume so. I don't think this one have a convenient glass roof I can go through.
It does not have a convenient glass roof, I'm afraid. It does have like a fire exit.
Probably, actually, if I've got... You're Akane, aren't you? Not Asune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am, yeah.
Darn you two and your familiar names.
You're
If you have, if I have Akane on my back, not on my lap. If I have Akane on my back, I'm probably going to want to land by the fire exit and see if I can squeeze through that way.
Yep, we can allow
I'll
that.
roll you into a
so
sausage.
Stop trying to roll me into a sausage.
you land by the fire exit, which conveniently is kind of like behind the gym, away from Kaiju Bot and his frankly shocking performance. Well done, Matt, on hard boss battles.
Kaiju Bot. He's trying
Yeah,
his
so
best.
you land by the fire exit. Akane, you can open it easily. You go and you open the fire exit, and it's one of those like double door fire exit deals. So you can kind of like shuffle your way inside. Delicately, yeah. You're still pretty stressed, like, because your project was destroyed. Your wings are flickering, but you can do it.
I'm like
and
kind
inside...
of holding the doors. Come on. Okay, little to the left. Antenna down. Yep, no, don't flutter.
And of course, Aiko, as you enter the gym, you will see this.
Oh, okay, that explains the noise.
Oh, hi, Aiko. We've had a bit of a situation. Have you seen anything going on over here?
No, but I saw the school equivalent of the giant Pacific octopus, aka Joe B. Den. He just went into the toilet.
Oh, that's... Oh, he was
But he
meant
was
to meet
looking-
me at the library, but it has a hole in it now.
He was...
Is that your moth noise?
It's now!
He was looking for the twins, who I followed into the bathroom. And they're not meant to be in the bathroom. And so now they're all in a toilet stall, possibly? I'm a bit scared to go back in there, honestly. Will you come with me and see why there's 3 people in one toilet stall?
Joe was looking for Nozomi, but he was meant to be meeting me.
Oi,
He
oi!
was supposed to be studying.
At this point, like, emotional 90s music starts playing.
There's like one
Alanis
tiny
Morissette
tear
comes on a
rolling
radio
down
somewhere.
Akane's face. She
I
looks
shake-
up at the stage where they danced just this afternoon, and there were like ghosts of them dancing.
I shake my
There's
wings out
few
and pollen
music video-
falls like petals.
Oh. And I sneeze.
Somewhere
Go,
Celine
careful.
Dion bolts up in bed.
Teenage girl needs me.
Oh my goodness.
My
I was
Canada
right.
senses are tingling.
Yes.
I will brush some petals out of off my shoulders. Like, come on, guys. Well, shall we go look before anything untoward happens?
I suppose. I don't know if he'll want to be interrupted. Akane just looks really sad.
Oi,
I
oi.
shuffle forward awkwardly.
Male
Successfully
octopuses
shuffle
die
forward
like
awkwardly.
2 months after mating.
Gasp.
But
If that makes you feel any better.
No.
Okay, I think I told you that one earlier today anyway. It's just been on my mind. Right, well, let's go have a look. I'm scared to go back in there because it smells like socks.
I've never been in the boys' changing room before.
It's
Is
just
it-
smellier.
Is it different?
Yeah, it smells worse.
Oh. Like boys.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Googling smelliest octopus.
while you guys are debating whether or not to go into the boys' changing room, there is a literal kaiju fight happening in the basketball ring.
Ah.
So,
What up,
so where we're
fellas?
at with this, yeah, again to clarify like the rules. So Kaiju Bot is not out of the fight yet. He is like one more success, and you've beaten him. But he's kind of like, so what's happened is after you've knocked him down, you've got your foot on him. Asuna, you've done your whole fire breathing thing. It's amazing. #NoFilter. Then Kaiju Bot just kind of like sits bolt upright with his one remaining arm, and then like little crawler tracks appear where his legs were.
Oh my god.
And he's just kind of rolling at you, swinging his one hand at you, just being like, "You have damaged public property. You have damaged public property."
I am. Yeah,
I am an officer of the laws.
I'm going to back up and I'm giving a bit of side eye to Kaneko. Like, you want to take this one, or should I do the honors?
I have a bone sword with this thing's name on it.
I think it is actually Kaneko's go. Yeah.
It's very random that the bone sword that you have when you turn into a kaiju always said Kaiju Bot on it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It makes sense now.
We've been wondering about that for ages.
In his pond, Gin just goes, "I always wondered why that was there."
Yeah, it's inscribed. Yeah, it's inscribed across it. I've got it written on my barbs. Kaneko is going to let out her battle cry of. I think just
It's more realistic
sort of
than my moth sound.
well, basically slapping it with a big bone sword. That'll help. All right, three
That'll
dice.
do for most of us.
3 dice. Let's go.
3 dice, let's go.
Oh, I didn't roll. Oh, I got 2 successes.
2 successes. Alrighty then. Ding, ding, ding. I'm gonna say it. How would you like to do this? I'm gonna say it.
I would like to neatly disassemble this, sort of like somebody playing an IKEA furniture building video, but backwards. So I am going to remove its head, and then I'm going to put its then I'm going to pick up both of its arms and put them next to it, and put the head down neatly next to it, and then try and leave.
So you successfully do that. It's clear that like the power unit is controlled from the head, so when you kind of unplug the head, the whole robot just kind of becomes trash. The head itself remains powered up.
So the head is going to keep shouting at me that I am doing the wrong thing, but I think I'm okay with that.
It's trying to give you a parking ticket under Article 37 of illegal damage of police robots. But it's like, because it's clearly stressed, it's like getting its words garbled as well. So it's like, I'm gonna make sure that you never work in this town again. I'm gonna report you down the station. I'm gonna make sure that you have to turn up to jury service on the 57th of June. Like it's clearly
Hello, ma'am.
getting
Can
very.
I help you get that cat out of a tree?
Yeah. Fear not, madam. The law is here. Like he's having a day.
Missile weapons locked.
Do you know how fast you were going?
You know the fight is over when his little policeman's hat just topples off, and you're like, "That's it. He's had his chips."
He's
Take the hat, take the hat, take that.
Feel like that's evidence. I will leave the hat behind, and I will then leave the scene behind as a large octopus, and
You may wibble wobble away.
I will because
you going?
it's not actually a trait, but I will use
away,
as much camouflage as a 20-foot octopus has.
Nice. That's both me and Aiko know that all octopuses can use camouflage.
Yes.
Yes.
Although
I'll give you a challenge rating of 2 for the camouflage.
All right.
But for intents and purposes, like your fight with Kaiju Bot is over.
Yeet. Oh, bugger. No success.
No success. Please add a stress die.
That tree looks suspiciously
I will back up and the response of the support team. Are they? Do they look like they're trying to marshal a more conventional response, or are they just going, "Well, that's it"?
They're definitely trying to marshal a more conventional response. So you see ahead of you, the school kids are still kind of gathered over, off to the side, all staring and cheering and photographing. Some of them seem to oddly be on your side. It's really weird.
That's fine.
But there's also a lot of people holding out impromptu banners saying "Kaiju Bot, we love you," and there's a lot of
it's like
hashtag
that.
Mercy for Kaiju Bot is trending.
Oh no.
But anyway, the guys in white coats they look like they've had the worst day of their life. They're very upset. But there's a couple, the military guys you saw on the gate. They're all on their big old military radios and they're yelling down it. There's a guy who looks a bit like a colonel who's strolling backwards and forwards, kind of barking at anyone who's going to listen. like you know from your previous kaiju fights that this is about the time the tanks start to appear.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna two things I want to do. I want to that's what I'm gonna do. I am going to stalk up to them calmly, deliberately.
The military guys or the white coat guys or the lot. They're kind of close to each other.
Yeah. Ideally, I want to get them backed into a corner.
Yep.
And stare down my car-length snout at them. Then give them just a little gentle sneeze of nightmare spores to confuse the response.
Yep.
And then turn around and bound away, like, elsewhere.
Lie the way. Okay, I'm going to give you a challenge rating of, 3 for that. Each success being one of those 3 things. So, in the corner, nightmare spores, get away.
Okay, so, let's see. I have 1 for kaiju, 1 for nightmare spores.
Yep.
I'm going to voluntarily add a stress die.
Yep.
Oh shit!
Oh dear.
A complete inversion. That was a complete failure, and the stress die was a 1.
Oh my god!
You go to sneeze and you turn back into a human.
Pretty much.
So you go to back them into a corner, yeah, and then the first thing that is human is your sneeze. Sounds remarkably human. And the entire crowd kind of goes, huh? So I'm going to say that you're starting, like the rules we discussed, you're starting to turn back into a human. You become aware of it.
Yep.
You've got the option to run away, but you need to move fast.
Yeah, I will sneeze and visibly bulk and then turn, and not nearly as cool as I wanted to be. I'm bounding round the back.
Cool. Round the back of the gym?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll pick that up in a moment because definitely the military guys are going to be like, follow that kaiju! The guys in white coats are running over to Kaiju Bot to try and repair him. Did you roll for camouflage, by the way, Kanako?
I did. I didn't get a success. I added a stress.
So you splidge across the side of the gym and you look exactly like you normally do. After a moment, you realise camouflage ain't happening today.
No, why does
looks like a lot like a giant octopus.
Yeah, you camouflage yourself very successfully as a forest against the gym.
Oh dear, I always get the color. I always get the colors messed up. Oh no, why is this not the day for me?
And then do you want to follow Asuna, or do you want to do something else?
I would like to follow my friend Pig.
Yep, you follow friend Pig, who's becoming more human friendly by the day.
I will obscure the view of them by being a 20-foot octopus.
Last thing to go.
Yep, that is fine. So,
somewhere between camouflage and anti-camouflage.
Cool. While you guys are going round the back of gym, the guys in the gym, what do you want to do?
I'm still trying to persuade someone to come with me into the changing room.
I'm coming.
Oh yeah, I am slowly moving forward to go and investigate. But I am
the
still
gym itself is
salty
relatively
about
large.
it.
You can be comfortably in the gym, Kaho.
Good.
But you might not be able to fit into the changing rooms.
Can we get her head in just so she can look?
Yeah. You want to poke your head in through the door.
Poke a feeler in.
The rest of you guys are in the changing rooms, and so you snoop around. I'm going to give you a challenge rating of 2 to kind of investigate this room.
Okay.
That's as a group, so collectively anyone can pitch in with rolls and can blag it however you like.
Cool. I've got 2 stress dice, so
Okay, you're feeling it.
yeah, just being nearly seen and stuff. I got quite stressed hiding in this locker. So this is quite a risky roll for me. Yeah.
Unsurprisingly.
So I'm rolling 3 dice because it's 1 just naturally, and then I have to roll the stress die, right?
Yes. And
yes.
then you can add anything else as well if it matches one of your
Nah,
skills.
I'm good at biology and googling and conning children. So, oh shit, I rolled a 1 on a stress die.
Oh god.
Okay.
Oh no!
At 8.
I'm about to be stuck between 2 kaiju.
Okay, so what happens there is you guys begin to search the boys' changing room. You don't
The
immediately
smell is
find.
so bad.
Yeah, bizarrely, you don't seem to find any sign of any of the 3 of them. You can roll again.
Hey, I got a success on the other dice.
You got 1 success, so you need 2 more successes to.
No, I got
complete
2
that
successes,
challenge.
a 5 and a
Oh, did you?
6.
You need
Yeah.
1 more success to complete that challenge.
Okay.
Why don't you
Can I
quickly roll? Yeah, why don't you quickly roll?
Before I kaiju.
Me. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. So my
Because
blue one
Aiko's
is my
looking
stress
pretty
die.
stressed.
I got a 1 on my stress die.
Oh my god!
no.
So right,
Get a
okay, so right, okay. I'm gonna bend
Oh
the
my
rules slightly for
God.
narrative purposes. I'm gonna bend the rules for narrative
Hold on a
purposes.
second.
So what
I
happens?
roll 2.
Go on,
Worst
roll,
case, I
roll,
turn
roll,
back to a
roll.
human.
Oh,
Kahu's going to quickly roll. We need one more success to best this
See if
room.
you can.
Okay. Right, I haven't got any stress because when you change back it defaults, doesn't it?
Yeah, it defaults, correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't got any stress anymore.
Wait, did you change back?
I have experience in fitting in small places because my hobby is walking on train lines.
How many train lines do you know that are small spaces?
Well,
I was
you
gonna
have
say
to
they're quite
balance on a small space.
I mean, that's balance. That's not really fitting inside. I think that's a bit of a stretch, mate.
Ah,
I'm
void.
Which is the
afraid.
opposite of fitting in a small
You know, I'll give you your literary, right?
Yes.
You've read mystery novels. You know what's happening. You know exactly
yeah.
you know what's going on here. You said it about 10 minutes ago.
Right.
What, they flushed themselves down the toilet?
No, there's a 3 and
Clearly.
a 2. I did not succeed in anything.
Oh my
Very
god.
Oh my god.
All right,
So
okay.
now we
So
have 3 kaiju in a boys' changing room.
all right. So what happens here is we'll allow it for narrative purposes. You guys start searching the room. First to go is Aiko. I don't know if it's maybe the claustrophobia or the stress of the situation.
It's the
You
smell
start
of the
to get
socks.
the smell, the one more whiff of them socks, and you're over the edge. You're like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going. And then Akane, you've been kind of holding the crew together. You've been like, we got to keep it cool. You was in the library. You've done your time.
Yeah.
But then, as you kind of skulk towards the showers, you see something on the floor. And you approach it, and as you get closer, it is clear that this is none other than Joe Biden's leotard.
What is going on in this
At which point,
I
all
can't
of
take
your
it
worst
anymore.
nightmares flood into your head, and
He's escaped down a toilet to have sex with a bitch.
you explode in a ball
Have
of
time to get
teenage
outside,
angst.
or does it have it in here?
We're gonna be so squished.
You're not. You can run outside if you like.
But there's a
But-
giant moth in the way.
By hick or by crick, you are about to become.
We're about to. I'm so much bigger than the moth as well.
I have dizzyingly tall as one of my traits. Like,
Oh
I'm
my
not
God.
fitting in a
Right.
changing room.
What do you turn into, H?
I turn into a giant hammerhead shark.
I turn into a pterodactyl.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
I am
Okey-dokey.
hurriedly shuffling backwards.
Like, you can see what's happening. We both started sweating. We're turning red.
I'm
So what I
shuffling
would-
backwards
what-
as quickly as my little moth body will allow.
So you back up, like you've done, like you know what's happening, Kaho. You back up. So what we're gonna have here is in the gym. Kaho backs up and gets out the way, and then Aiko and Akane, you run out of the boys' changing room, starting to become your kaiju. As you run into the center of the gym, you meet Asuna, who's coming in through the fire exit, changing out of kaiju form into human. And there's a moment where you kind of meet in the middle, if you wish to like exchange information.
I'm stumbling in through the door, just, scrambling in on 3 limbs and dragging my last limb, which is still kind of boar-sized, as it is in after me, and I am drenched in sweat.
Yep.
I'm just going to roll into a corner, sit upright, see the other 2 bundling towards me, go, "You're kidding me."
As I like sprint past, I'm just gonna go. The twins took Joe down the toilet. And keep running outside.
And I'll say, and it smells so bad in there. And just like,
Yeah,
walk
you
out.
pick up right. So so you two, so Aiko and Akane, you guys both begin to morph. You don't get out in time, so you guys get into the gym. You change and you become your kaijus, and you literally just blow the roof off of the gym in a shower of roofing tiles. And you see outside, and you see that there's still the crowd of the military folk and 3 we're gonna call them like robo tanks, are skulking across the playground. They're coming across the playing fields towards you. These you've dealt with these things before. They're not really designed to fight kaiju, but they're kind of like slightly futuristic robot operated tanks. So there's no humans inside them, so you don't have to feel guilty about trashing them.
Okay, cool.
But But there are 3 robo tanks moving towards you, and the guys in white coats have now basically got PlayStation controllers controlling
so
tanks.
much fun.
And they're rolling across the playing fields towards you, and they all 3 of them stop when they see you two because they're like, "Oh, different kaiju."
If we've turned up on social media a bit, do they have names for us at this point?
Yeah, they do. Absolutely, they do. I don't know what they are right now, but they definitely have names. Kaneko, you are still in kaiju form, and Kaho, you are in kaiju form, so you can kind of help out with this. I'm going to give each tank a challenge rating of 3.
So I scream something about toilets, and then and at the end of and just burst out the ceiling as this enormous, I think she's like a dark red pterodactyl with a huge bone sword coming out of one of her great and terrible wings.
Yep.
And I turn my gaze upon these tanks, and I'm just pissed off at the world right now, so I'm going to laser eye one of them.
Yeah, you're going to laser eye them. I'm going to give them names. What's a famous trio?
The Three Musketeers. So Athos.
It's lovely, but I feel like we can go wackier.
Okay, the Three Witches, Maiden, Mother, and Crow.
I feel like I need something that I'm not going to forget.
What are the 3 tunnels? Do you know the name of the 3 Stooges, Jacob?
No, I don't. I'm looking it up.
No.
All right, I could do Mark's brother. Chico, Harpo, Groucho.
There we go. Chico, Harpo, Groucho.
Right, you got Chico tank, Harpo tank, and Groucho tank.
I do enjoy
would you
Groucho
like to laser
tank.
Chico, Harpo, or Groucho? There you go.
See, I don't have an association to any of those, so I guess Groucho,
So it's the one with
Probably the
glasses and a
best
mustache.
The tank has glasses and a mustache, I see.
It now does. Yeah, so, it turns out these white coats are pretty big Marx Brothers fans.
Really random.
Well, they're trying to get top marks.
Well,
So
But they think it's funny because they're like marksman tanks. They think it's a joke. So yeah,
How
you're
many
going
dice
for
am I
Groucho
rolling?
tank.
many dice
So
did I
you've
roll?
just turned into a kaiju. You get 1 for being a kaiju. You're using your bone sword.
No, I'm using my laser eyes.
You're doing laser eyes. That's 1
Yeah.
then as well. For what stuff you're using. So probably 2 by the sounds of things.
By the sounds of things. Would I
Right,
get
to
1 for
that.
it being an aerial attack?
If you're using your wings, as in your dive bombing, then yeah, or
Yeah,
like swooping down,
okay.
yeah.
I'm doing a swooper. Or I'm
Yep.
yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3. There's no successes. I'm not rolling well
No
dice.
success. Please add a stress die. You're too pissed off. You've still got images of Joe and the Zomi. In your teenage mind, what you're seeing is like him kind of naked and her standing beside him, completely clothed, just smiling at each other, and then maybe doing a little peck of a kiss.
Yeah, they're
And in
kissing
your
each other
mind,
on the
that's the
cheek.
biggest disaster that could have possibly happened.
And he's going "You're so pretty, Nozomi. I think you're very pretty."
But he's exclusively using his sexy voice.
I can't do. I can't
In
quite
your
do
head,
that
it's
voice.
just the worst possible thing. You almost crash
Yeah.
into the tank.
I'm
Right,
so-
who's next up?
Can I be out doing something?
You may.
I am dizzyingly tall with rows upon rows of teeth and a lightning shroud.
What the fuck is a lightning shroud?
I have no freaking clue, but I
Shroud of
guess I'm
lightning.
kind of zappy to the touch.
Yeah,
so I think
there's just a localized storm around you. I
yeah.
guess.
So what I think I'll do is reach down because I'm obviously a shark with arms and legs. Because obviously, and we'll just pick up one of these things and try and lightning it with my hand. Because I'm assuming I'm just slightly
you're just going to kind of
conductive.
grab it and
Yeah.
zap its electronics. You're going to go for Harpo tank, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Okay, and so I guess I get a thing for lightning shroud.
Yep, 1 thing for being a kaiju, 1 thing for lightning shroud.
That'll do.
And I'll give you 1 thing for the fact you're dizzyingly tall and therefore
Yeah.
it's kind
I
of, you're
lean
kind
down.
of using that.
That's scary. Okay, that's no ones. What's the success again?
5 and a 6.
Okay, I got 1 success.
Okay, yeah, you kind of zap it a bit. It's not failed, but you zap it. Yeah,
Well,
it has
yeah,
been
it's
zapped.
somewhat zapped. That's fine. Can I be holding
Yep.
it too?
Yeah, we'll allow that you're kind of still holding it. We'll see how the next
Cool.
rolls go. Anyone else? Kaho, do you want to do something? I feel like you've been kind of waiting this whole time.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna try and encourage Esther to be like, bathroom. Go to the bathroom. Bathroom.
I don't
Bathroom.
think. Yeah, I will.
but I'm a giant moth,
Yes.
Fluttering.
I'm just
and
gonna
no one
kind
can
of-
explain to you why.
You just need to pee, okay?
I will stumble towards the bathroom, going, "It's fine. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. Just go. Get out there.
This is not about you.
You do it. You arrive in the bathroom. Would you like to roll to investigate? We require one success.
No, because since I've transformed out of my kaiju form, I am too exhausted to do anything useful, as per the rules.
But that was to the end of the scene. I will at life, which I would have taken to mean like the fight outside.
Cool.
So I'll allow you to kind of. This is like a new scene for you.
I'm quite happy to. I'm quite happy to just kind of collapse for a minute or two.
Yeah, we can come back to you in a sec. If you
We're
kind
not
of like...
happy for you to do that.
No, that's fine. So you can just kind of like sit there and just like you just take a moment on one of the benches.
Yeah.
In the boys' changing room.
In the boys' changing room.
And then I want to fly out of the lovely new skylight in the ceiling.
Yep. Newly created skylight.
Courtesy of my friends.
You're welcome.
What friends for?
Who's remaining? Which weird names
so
remaining?
Groucho Tank is undamaged, but
There's
Kane
a big
took a swipe at it.
laser eye pile next
Yeah,
to it.
and then Harpo Tank is in Aiko's hand. So Chico Tank, it's Chico time. There's a dated reference. It hasn't moved. Like,
Okay, I am going to swoop down on it and give a piercing shriek. So I'm swooping down with my large and terrible wings and then shrieking piercingly.
sounds like a 3 roll then. Yeah, you got those 2, and you also get being a kaiju just gives you 1 as standard.
I'm being a kaiju, and I am now stressed after the last time I tried to do a thing.
Right, so it's 4 dice, 1 being a stress dice.
That is 2 successes.
Brilliant.
Huzzah!
Yeah, so you sweep down and you're shrieking at it, right?
Yeah, I have one of my skills is a piercing shriek.
Like, you'd be forgiven for thinking it wouldn't really affect a robot tank, but what it does manage to do is freak the hell out of the scientist over on the sidelines who's operating it, and so freaks him out. Like, he shrieks, he kind of covers his ears, he's only got 1 hand on the rope, and manages to drive this thing like through a porta cabin, which damages it. Like, yeah,
Why,
so
there's a porta cabin here,
Chico
no one
Tank is not
knows.
doing well. And then Kaneko, what you doing? You still camouflaged like a freaking forest, are you?
I am currently camouflaged like a freaking forest. Yeah, as one tank, Chico's being dealt with.
Yeah, just about. 1 more success will take out Chico.
Ooh, me go and have a slap. I'm gonna go slap Chico Tank.
Yep,
0800, are you slapping?
With lasers.
Are you slapping?
I'm using
laser eyes.
Laser eyes.
Yep. So you're gonna laser Chico. Go for it. So that's at least 2.
Chico, get lasered. That one's my dice. Ooh, 2 successes.
Ah, brilliant. Yeah, so more than you need. You have blown Chico Tank, like, you laser it, the whole thing blows up in a cloud of, like, surprisingly blue flame. One of the scientists, like, the one that was driving Chico, he just gets very pissed off and just chucks his remote across the playground in disgust.
Oh, gosh, dang it.
No prizes for 3rd place. Top of the round. So that was Akane, I think.
Hello. I'm going to try to stab Groucho with my big bone sword. I'm going to swoop down on him with my great and terrible wings.
Yep, do
We're
it.
all
So
about the
that's
great
another...
and terrible wings in this club.
Yep.
So, and
Great
I
and terrible
also
wings,
have a
bone
stress
sword,
die,
and
so
kaiju.
that's-
Give me 3 rolls, please.
No, I also have a stress die, which is going to be...
And a stress die.
It's 2 successes, and the stress die was fine.
Cool. So yeah, you kind of sweep down. The bat of your wings kind of wobbles it and seems to kind of damage it a bit anyway, like a miniature hurricane. And then you bop it on the head with your bone sword, which definitely damages it. You see the scientist operating that one. She's button mashing. She's very stressed. She's trying to do cheat codes.
Aww.
Yeah.
My bone sword does not say Groucho on it, though. We'll find out what name it has someday.
Who's next up? I've completely forgotten the order. Is it Aiko next?
I think so.
Yeah. You are holding a Harpo Tank in your hand.
I'm holding Harpo Tank. I am going to stand up to my great and terrible height and drop it.
I knew you'd say that, and I'm so glad you did. Yep, so that's, I think, 2. Like,
Yeah?
1 for being a kaiju, 1 for great and terrible height, and I, like, as a side note, I love it.
Awesome. I mean, I'm still zapping it with my general shroud of zapping.
Yeah, I'll give you. Well, just call it 3. Like this is meant to be a sidebar battle, so let's give it.
Nice.
Shroud
That-
zapping.
That's only 1 success again. Piddles. I rolled exactly the same as last time. Oh well.
That's all right. So you zap it, you drop it, it kind of bounces a couple of times on the floor, and it also has 1 health left.
I'll just stand on it now.
The guy who's operating it tries to wheel it forwards, and the controls have been reversed, and it goes backwards, and he curses. Yeah, we're gonna go to Asuna, who I think you've missed a round, so you're back in it if you want to be.
Yep. So I.
You've got a drink of water from the water fountain.
Absolutely. I will. Yeah,
Sippy, sippy.
splash water on my face, shake
Have a
myself off.
sit down.
Yep. You do a couple of calming exercises, and you're good.
Yeah, just kind of crick in the back. Boar spine and human spine fundamentally shapes differently.
You're a
Ow.
sportswoman. You're used to kind of like psyching yourself back up.
Exactly. And
Do a couple of stretches and
yeah, kind of get my second wind back, and
Yes.
I will. Okay, boys, changing room, toilets.
Boys.
Ugh,
boys.
Okay.
You boys.
I will. Yeah, I will trudge in, and I'm just like, pushing open cubicles,
Yep.
looking at where is there any like obvious drains or pipes or any sign of stuff. So I'm rolling 1 for being a person to investigate, and 1 for. Can I get 1 for my urban exploration?
Yeah,
At least
I was going to give you
poking
that. You're kind of you're used to kind of poking around rooms, looking for interesting things.
Yeah. Cool.
And also, I think, like, I believe, was it your character that we spoke about has kind of searched around for remains of the old castle before?
Yeah.
Is that you? Yeah. So, like, I think that feeds into kind of that bonus die. Then, yeah, you're kind
Okay,
of.
cool.
This isn't the first. You've never snooped in all of your searching. You never checked the boys' changing room for obvious reasons.
Cool. Oh, double sixes.
Oh, right, yeah, double
nice.
success. Right, so you very, very quickly stumble across the discarded leotard of Joe Biden.
Does
and
it
then
look like okay? Minor point. Does it look like it has been like removed carefully and just put down, or does it look like it's like been torn open or something like that?
It has been torn off.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
in like, yeah, this is like
in a fit of passion.
perhaps. But then beyond it, you find the showers, and the shower. I mean, you've never been to the showers in the boys' changing room, but you're pretty sure there shouldn't be stairs descending into the dark.
I know what boys do in the shower.
I check
What we do in the showers.
Eh,
So yes,
It's the Rule 34 version. I'm
Ooh.
going to check I'm going to check the battery on my phone.
yep, you have a
Switch on the
good
flashlight.
30%. It's fine.
Cool. And I am going to. I'm going to sneak down, but not before I have also retrieved a like a hockey stick.
Yep, that's a great idea.
That's kind of a sidearm.
Conveniently, yeah, there are a couple of hockey sticks, like kind of just knocking around. You pick up one that says "Property of Ken, do not touch." You take the hockey stick
Okay.
that the balance of this hockey stick feels a little bit like a kendo stick. You select one that's about the right size, and then you descend into the dark using your phone torch.
Yep.
You head down into the dark, and we will return to you in a moment.
Yeah.
Back on land. Well, on land? Outside.
That's
Kaho,
me in the air.
it's you. You are swooping around not on land nor on sea. You are in fact in the sky.
Okay. Who's left? We've killed Chico.
Chico's gone. It's not Chico time. We got 1 health each for Harpo and Groucho.
All right. Who's bothering whom?
I was
So
bothering
Grouch-
Chico.
So you've taken out
I've
Chico.
got
Kaneko.
Harpo.
So Harpo has been dropped at the feet of Aiko. So many O names. And Groucho has been bothered by Akane, who doesn't have an A name, an O name.
Okay.
Do you have an A name?
I think I'm gonna help out Akane.
Yep.
Yay.
So again, I'm gonna fly up next to you, be like, hey, Huge and
We do, like,
terrifying
some
wing
flying
pans.
maneuvers.
You
Yeah.
do some loop-de-loops.
we-
Again, the crowd start Instagramming it immediately.
And then I am going to shoot laser eyes out of my wings, out of the camouflage
little eyes
eyes
in the
in
wings.
my wings.
So cool.
Yeah.
And I'm
So
going to
cool.
shoot laser eyes at what's his face.
Groucho. Yep. You angle down at Groucho.
I do that thing.
Yep. Please roll your dice. So that's going to be one for Kaiju, one for laser eyes.
One for
Is that it?
leathery wings.
Yeah, the
I'm
eyes are
shooting
on the
from
wings.
above.
Say leathery wings.
Yep. Both
They
of
are
those.
now. I don't know
And
why.
any stress die?
One stress die.
Yep. Roll the lot for me.
That's 1 to 5.
Yep. 1-5. You kind of slice. Your lasers manage to slice Groucho.
And I dice.
Tank.
And I
And I
dice.
dice. I
Slice
slice
and
and I
and
dice.
you dice. Yes.
Oh. that's too
You
One roll,
slice
one
and
kill.
dice it into pieces. Quite literally, it is. Were it 1,000 times smaller, it would be ideal for putting in a pot.
Dice my
It-
life in.
It fizzes a little bit. The scientist who is controlling Groucho, she also throws a PlayStation remote across in fury and storms off, arms folded. There's one tank left, and even though Harpo Tank is damaged, the guy controlling Harpo Tank looks a bit happier because he's at least been the last one standing.
We do like a wing high five.
Oh, yeah.
It sends a gust of wind. that
Free
sends
action.
People
Loop de
falling on the
looping
floor.
and
Yep,
We're so
absolutely
happy.
fine. Next up is Kaneko, right?
Oh yeah.
Would you like to try and finish off Harpo?
Yes, in the words of that video game, let's perform a finishing move upon this person.
Finish.
Yeah, that's the words. yeah.
Hey, well, also in the words of what I probably said earlier, oh bugger. I rolled
my God.
I rolled 2 1s. I did roll a 6 though, so I got 1 success. But I am currently going to turn. I am going to
Was
turn.
one of those ones on a stress die? No, it wasn't a complete. It wasn't a failure. You got a
Yeah,
success.
so I think the ones
so-
don't count if you get a success, I believe. Yeah, let me just
Oh, I
double
got
check
a si-
that.
Wait, but then I succeeded, but still Kaiju'd.
Yeah,
Ah.
so did I.
Oh, well,
Oops.
fuck it. That's a house rule now.
Okay.
Yeah, we've adapted that. Let's keep consistent. So, yeah, so what? You've succeeded, but you've also unkaiju'd.
Yes. So I will.
So you-
I will bop it and then be like, need to run.
Well, I think you've used the last of your strength, the last of your energy, and you're
Yeah.
backwards.
the
form
bone
into a schoolgirl
the
again.
bone
Yeah.
sword is just gonna. I'm just going to I'm going to bisect the tank.
You have bisected the tank. It is destroyed. It is gone. All of the military, the final scientist, chucks the controller over their shoulder and then goes to hang with their mates. The tank is gone, but you now get this rumbly tumbly noise in your stomach, which means that you're going to turn back into a schoolgirl.
Having one of those.
The crowd are cheering. You seem to have won the crowd over.
Hey!
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's time to plug my esports team at this point. So I'm
Maybe
going to
not.
Maybe not.
I'm going to try and camouflage off into the hedges as I turn into. I become.
I'm going to give you a challenge rating of 2 once again for camouflaging, just to be consistent.
I made it. 2 successes.
There you go. You successfully camouflage yourself, and that allows you to kind of get behind the
Wonderful.
the gym, and there you can change back into a schoolgirl in peace. But we'll kind of hold you there for a second because I think again we'll be consistent.
I'm becoming exhausted.
Yeah, you'll have to miss the next kind of moment. The rest of you kaiju are doing your ting. We are going to go now to Asuna, who has gone under the gym. So
Under the
you
gym.
are going down the steps
under the gym.
into this kind of darkened stone corridor, very Tomb Raider. You kind of immediately get the sense that this hasn't been touched in a very long time, and you can kind of see there's darkness ahead of you, but you think you can see like a glimmer of light a little way ahead, some kind of room, which by your kind of dead reckoning, this little room seems to be almost directly underneath the stage in the gym.
Okay. Checking the floor. Got to be dusty
Yep.
down here.
Roll me one challenge rating of 1, but I will allow you definitely to use urban exploration.
Cool. That is 1 success.
Yep, you get it's like largely dusty. There's a lot of cobwebs around, but there is definitely a path that has been cleared by regular footsteps. So it's not just one set of footsteps. There's like a bit in the middle of the path that there's been a bit of back and forth.
Okay.
That has cleared this.
Cool.
Which does indeed seem to be going towards the room ahead of you.
Fantastic. I will pad that way. Since there is a light, I will take my flashlight off.
Yep, done.
So I can approach quietly, and I will. I'm just going to pad forward. Hockey stick, ready to use as hitty stick.
Yep. So you pad forwards, and what you see is like a very kind of foreboding stone antechamber lit with burning torches, because why the fuck not? And in this room, you see, you recognize Nozomi and Akira Takase, the twins. They are now inexplicably wearing robes. And in the middle of them, there is this big kind of stone, like a disc on the floor almost, in the shape of a moon, with moon-like designs on it.
Oh, what could that be?
A kind of regular lunar quality to it. And in the middle of that, lying on the kind of shackled to it, almost.
I knew it.
Yeah, it is.
It's a sex cult.
Do what? I never said sex cult. Shackled to it, naked but for his tighty whities.
Holy shit.
Is
cuffs
Joe
padded?
Biden.
Are they fluffy? Are they fluffy handcuffs?
They're not fluffy handcuffs. It's rope. It's skipping rope. They took it from the gym. He's tied to the floor, and he looks very, very frightened.
Cool.
And the Takases are doing a kind of a chant of some kind. Nozomi is standing by this big kind of what you recognize to be her science fair project, which is this big kind of big kind of brass generator thing that looks a bit like some kind of steam generator, which is hissing violently, and it's standing beside her, whilst Akira is almost like he's kind of doing mystical poses.
Fantastic.
Mystical poses.
Yeah, it's kind of interpretive dance. Like,
Does it look
you're not sure if it's part of the ritual, if he's just enjoying himself.
Does
Just
it
feeling
look like I can sneak up behind one of them and clock them?
So there are ringing the room. There are some stone pillars, all of them bearing like what? So each stone pillar looks to be some kind of monster, and as you look round them, you recognise some of them as some of the kaijus you fought over the last few weeks.
Evil kaiju.
But conveniently, they could also be used as cover. So I'll give you a challenge rating of 3 to try and sneak up behind either one of the Takase.
So 1 for being a person, 1 for urban exploration. Can I count this under like phys ed as well as my core interest?
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's kind of it's a physical activity, and because you used kendo earlier, I'll give you that you are aware of kind of where to place your feet.
Poise
and grace.
and balance.
Yeah, exactly. I'll give you that.
Best stance for Bappin.
Indeed.
You take Mr. Hatori's Bappin stance that he's
Absolutely.
It's patented.
the Hatori Bappin stance.
Hang on, local history, and I'm going to tempt fate.
By adding a stress die.
Just a quick note as I'm skirting around, whether or not I'm successful. How high is the ceiling?
The ceiling is it's kind of maybe twice the height of a kind of regular room. So it's not super high. You're not like that low.
Okay, cool.
Could you fit
Is
a
it the height
double-decker
of a
bus?
double-decker bus?
Yes.
I was very much like, can I bust out of this if I transform? Okay.
It would be all just about the height of a double-decker bus. So if that double-decker bus decided to rear up on its hind legs, then
Could have a go.
Double-decker
Sure.
buses so often do.
yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
definitely an option.
Challenge was 3, was it?
Challenge was 3 to sneak up on. You'll have to nominate which twin you want to go for.
Oh,
either one.
Nozomi, she seems to be wearing the figurative trousers in this
Yep,
ritual.
you want to go for Nozomi. Yep, that's fine.
The figurative trousers now on offer.
Oh, that is 3 successes.
Yes!
Yes.
All right. So yeah, you go around the back of the pillars, hockey stick in hand, held like a kendo stick, and as you grow closer, you can see the kind of she is both kind of reading from an ancient tome of some kind, and she's kind of putting in settings into this big steam generator thing, and she's chanting, and you catch some snippets of the words, and it's like she says, "Great Lord Baron Ishikawa, you shall wake soon. We, your humble servants, have waited generations to raise you, so you may conquer this land again and anew. Rise, Okinazutsu. Rise, Okinazutsu. The blood of a virgin comes."
Hang on. Oh dear.
Joe Biden is a virgin.
He is.
Like all 14 and 15.
Yeah.
That's fair.
The blood of a virgin. All you had to do was sleep with him, and he would have been safe.
I was
How did you
trying.
fail?
I would like her to be halfway through one of these statements as I just gunk.
Yep, that's fine. I'm not going to make you roll again. You've rolled successfully. So she goes like, "Rise, Okinazutsu. Rise, Okina."
Initiate the
And
bopping.
then, and you use the patented Mr. Hatori bopping pose, and you clock her right across the back of the head, and she splats on the floor. The tome goes tumbling away, and Joe Biden is like, please help me, untie me, or at least get me a breath mint.
Or have sex with me right now, and then they can't sacrifice me.
He doesn't know what he doesn't understand. Bless him. He thinks this might be he thinks it's a prank. He's clearly very frightened.
Sausage.
Like Nozomi goes down like a stand of bricks, but Akira,
Like a stand of bricks.
like I meant to say like a ton of bricks and a sack
Nope.
of bricks, and I kind of got
stand.
confused somewhere in the middle.
Fair.
But Akira, your kendo rifle, turns towards you, Asuna, and he's like, "You have interrupted our ritual.
That was the point. Now,
We have
I
waited
think someone-
generations to wake Okinazutsu, our lord."
I also gathered that because I listen. Now, I think someone owes me a fucking rematch, and I'm gonna level the hockey stick at him like
Yeah,
a kendo
he-
stick.
All right, yeah, I'm so glad you did that. He goes over to like the side, and then one of like the burning torches. He kind of picks up one of those, just kind of snuffs it out in the sand around his feet because there's a bit of sand. Fuck it.
So much cooler if he left it burning.
Well, I just thought he's probably gonna damage himself. Is what I was thinking.
That's true.
All right, you know what? Fuck it. Rewind. He grabs one of the burning torches from from the wall, takes it up and levels it at you, and he's like, he says, "All right, Ayase, let's do this." I'm going to give him a challenge rating of 4 to take him out.
Cool. So this comes person, phys ed, and if I can do some, I will bring in, because is this a flat room, or I'm picturing kind of steps down into the central area.
Yeah, it's kind of slightly lowered, exactly.
Yeah.
So are you going to go for the high ground? Is that what you're trying to avoid?
Well, I was actually saying I want to do like to bring in some, because I'm fighting proper now.
Yep.
Fighting proper now. I want to bring in some like sick parkour and wall jumps and diving around pillars and shit in order to bring in
Nice.
urban exploration.
Yep, you can do that. So long, you fought Akira before, you kind of know his moves, but he also knows yours.
Yeah.
So
that's
let's see
fine.
what happens.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I'm adding. I had one stress die on before, so I'm getting that roll as well.
Yep, that's fine. Roll,
Fantastic.
friend.
Duel of the Fates starts to play somewhere. Apropos of nothing. Okay. That is a single success.
Single success. Yeah, so picture, if you will, the Revenge of the Sith. So yeah, basically the two of you start going at each other, and like earlier when you fought, it was all passion and fury in front of Mr. Hatori. It was a disgrace to the name of Kendo. This time, both of you are like swans, and there is grace and there is fury, and you'd like were Mr. Hatori watching, he'd be proud of this kind of display the two of you are putting on. And you do manage to kind of clock Akira kind of across the side of the chest. It barely phases him. He's quite a muscly lad. It doesn't really phase him. He just kind of shrugs it off. And you continue to trade blows, kendo style. Yep. I'm going to give you another roll at that, and then we're going to cut away.
I'm going to up the ante by grabbing, as I dart away from one of his flurries, I'm going to grab a torch.
Oh my god, yes.
And throw it at the book.
Yep, go for it. So
the librarian is not going to
roll,
be happy.
Roll your kind of your fight material, and I'll kind of incorporate that into your success or failure roll.
I'm going to add a second stress die to account for that upping of the ante.
You may do so.
Cool. So this is 5 dice I'm rolling. Oh god. Okay, that is 2 successes.
2 successes. Yep. So yeah, what happens is you continue to trade blows. You kind of skirt round him and you whack him across like the back of the shins as you kind of move round. You grab one of the torches, you chuck it at the book, and the book goes and catches immediately in a burst of flames. Akira takes a look at it, and then is just like, books are my sister's business, and comes back at you. But like as you're kind of dueling, you get him in the belly. He's clearly flagging a little bit. He's now, his form and his poise is dropping. And so to compensate, he just keeps going, Akina Zutsu, Akina Zutsu, Akina Zutsu. Like chanting to himself. Which incidentally, I'm trying to remember what it means. I think I can't actually, I think it means big headache. I did have the translation written down. I can't remember what it is. I think it's big headache.
Why did you pick that?
Because I thought I wanted it to sound both imposing and kind of funny. Anyway, yeah, he keeps chanting.
I love that.
But you guys keep fighting. Meanwhile, back up on top of the world, you guys. Kanako, you have turned back into a schoolgirl, and you're just about getting your wits back about you, but you are still very weary. Did you want to do anything particular, Kanako?
Hello, I've just turned back into a human.
In the game or in reality?
Yes.
Hard to tell sometimes, isn't it?
Me, Jacob.
I don't know what I know. So at the moment, I'm going to look for any of my friends that have turned into humans or are humans.
Well,
so unfortunately, everyone else is still a kaiju.
Everybody else is still a kaiju, apart from Battle in the Basement.
Yeah.
So
see where she went.
The last you saw, you did see Asuna go towards the basement. That's the last you saw of them.
Okay, well, I'm going to. I think what I might do is I might stand. I'm going to run out and stand behind where all the cameras are, and basically just misdirect. Basically scream like, oh no, they're going that way, and then point in a completely random direction.
Right, I'm going to give you, so I'll allow you, absolutely, you've got yourself together, you've kind of pulled your blazer a bit straight, and then you kind of go round to where all the kind of the crowd and the cameras and the military and everybody's having one hell of a day. There's a colonel there who's just yelling at the news cameras saying like, you guys are the problem. And yeah, I'm going to give you a challenge rating of 3. To kind of redirect this whole kerfuffle of people.
Well, I only have
away from.
Yeah. Yep. Go.
Yeah, like you can redirect them. Like I'm making it 3 because there are like at least like 2 or 3 fairly obvious kaiju right there. So like you're gonna have to kind of up the ante. Be like, there's even bigger kaiju over there.
Right. I will. So I only have 1 dice, so I have no stress.
That's fine. It's remember like if you fail this, it doesn't blow. You can keep working at it.
I rolled a 3.
That is a failure. Please add a stress die to your pool.
Stress. Bonk.
Yeah. So you arrive and you're yelling like, "Oh no, there's another kaiju over there!" And some of the students around you are like, "Oi, Kanako, get out of the way! I can't see the kaiju."
Damn it!
I'm trying to film this.
I wish
you're in my eye line, dude.
I wish that I was taller. I wish that I was a baller.
Big Ken, the kendo man, is like, yes.
Can I support this
How so?
By screaming.
by flying off over their heads, giving a piercing scream? over
Yes.
their heads, give me a piercing scream, and I basically want to do a very large loop of the town because I am a giant moth with big, terrifying wings and a piercing shriek, and I reckon I can get pretty far pretty quick.
Yep, so we'll keep it the same roll. So you need 3 success like Kaneko did.
Okay.
So just roll.
Okay, alright, so I'm a kaiju, so I've got kaiju.
Correct.
I'm using my terrifying giant wings to fly.
You absolutely are.
And I'm doing a piercing shriek for distraction. Well, to get
Yes,
attention.
indeed.
Right, and
Sounds
I'm
like
stressed.
3 to me. And you're
That is
stressed.
3.
Excellent.
5, 5, 6, 2.
5, 5, 6, triple success. Right, so what happens here? So what happens here is you zoom off, you fly, and you're kind of screeching and yelling, and maybe you've pulled this trick before, maybe it's an idea that struck you.
Notice me.
But you as a moth are familiar with echolocation, and
Yes.
you're familiar with echoes in general, and you know that if you fly around kind of low through the town around some of these buildings, the echoes will kind of reverberate and make it sound even bigger and more piercing than it may be, and it will kind of ring out like it's coming from multiple places.
Yes.
And so this indeed has the success. Everybody is like, oh, fuck the freaking hammerhead and the pterodactyl. There's something huge over there. Like something even bigger coming. And they start to all kind of turn around. The news cameras pivot. Kaiju Bot has been partially repaired and put back together at this point.
Oh no, I should have disassembled him better.
Well, like they were kind of half assembled. So what they've done, they managed to plug like one leg back in and one arm. And at the sound of this, he's like, property is in danger, and starts hopping towards town with his truncheon raised, and the crowd's like, Kaiju Bot, yay!
I think I might be in love with Kaiju Bot.
I love him so much.
He's hopping off to save the day, and everyone's cheering, and he starts trending on Twitter anew. So all of this has successfully distracted the crowd. They've kind of momentarily lost interest in the school. Well done, success.
Success.
Yay.
Did Aiko or Akane want to do anything?
I'm still a kaiju.
You are
So am I. So am I. We dealt with the marksman, haven't we?
Yep, the Marx brothers are gone.
Yeah.
They're ruining the cricket field.
The Mark 2s,
As well.
3s.
That was
I'm ruining the cricket
Mark
field
two.
as well.
So we kind of destroyed the roof of the gym.
Yep. In my mind, Aiko, you are still standing in the gym. In my mind's eye, you've not actually taken a step forward. You're just kind of standing there with like your
Yes.
bottom half just in the gym.
That sounds about right.
I
Or maybe
love
like
that.
1 foot.
Yeah, like you're just standing there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I presume we didn't tape the roof off the bit that had like the boys' changing rooms in it.
New. That's kind of a little like that's in the back in my mind's eye.
Okay.
Can
so
I
we
prize
have
it
no
off?
idea what's going on in there.
You may prize it off. Yeah, I'll give you a challenge rating of 1.
that
Pretty easy.
that was kind of going to be my next question: is can we like prize off the roof and try to
Nice.
punch through the floor?
Yeah,
I
challenge
rolled a
rating of
1.
1 to pull the roof off of the changing room specifically, which is the last
I-
place you saw.
Rolled a 1.
Can I help?
You rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Have you got? Was that on a stress die?
No.
Add a stress die.
I have.
Can I help
thank
by
you.
using the strength of my great and terrible wings?
Yes,
You
please.
may.
I can't get this off. It's quite sticky.
And I have a stress die.
I think they've
I love
tarmacked
how
it.
I was trying to work out what a moth sounds like, and you just got a character voice for your kaiju.
I'm a
I-
hammerhead frog.
One of these was a better idea for an audio medium.
I got 1 success. I got a
One
success
success.
on my stress die.
Yep, like
Such
you
stress.
tear it off in a shower of roofing stuff, and you indeed see there's a stairway that goes down into the ground, where we will go to Kaneko. You were heading this way anyway. The roof has gone off as you arrived. You're not alarmed because you're used to your friends being 5 stories tall.
Just
What
extra as hell.
would you like to do?
I would like to... Alright, so they've done a bit of distracting. Is there much I can do?
Oh wait, no, sorry, fuck, I completely forgot. Kaneko, scratch that. You're over with the crowd. Sorry. my
Hello,
head just
yeah, I
gone
was
to-
like, why am I
you're-
running that way?
Sorry, I apologise. I
That's
completely
alright.
forgot you'd actually gone to the crowd. Scratch that. You're not there. You're with the crowd having
Ah,
fun.
who's that
so
over
you-
there? Not me.
Yeah, you and Kaho have completely distracted the crowd.
Wonderful.
We've done the kaiju, so I think we're now back to Asuna. down
Actually,
dueling Akira.
Oh,
Yes, go on.
yeah. No, that's big.
Unless you add something else you want to do.
I don't know. I
We're
don't know.
loose.
I don't know how to stress. I don't know how to stress out one of hammerhead to turn them back into my friend. I'll have a think on that.
Tickle their gills.
Inaccurate octopus facts.
Yeah, but it's going to be quite hard to shout them at you.
Nick a megaphone off one of the guys if you want. But yeah, while you're musing on that, I think we'll go to Asuna,
Cool.
who is still doing your best Obi-Wan impression.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
In which case, I have.
I
I've backed Akira up somewhere.
Yep. So you kind of backed him up, kind of towards the steam machine.
Yep, fantastic. That's what I was thinking. And
I'd like you to roll challenge rating 2, perception-y.
Perception. Okay. It's over, Akira. I have the high ground.
Different
that
battle,
is
but
a
fine.
single success.
Single success. Okay, so you don't notice the whole thing, but I'll give you kind of half of it for that. So as you're backing up Akira, he's looking a bit weathered. He's clearly sweating. He's a bit knackered. You notice that as he backs up towards the steam machine, you notice at the center of the steam machine, you never really noticed it before, but at the center of the steam machine, there is in fact like a really ornate brass clock that is kind of ticking the seconds.
Okay. I'm going to see that. Probably important, but I don't know why. And I've got bigger problems at hand, and so I'm going to in a stance ready for whatever he's going to do. I'm going to say give it up, Akira. Give it up, Akira. You've lost. Backup's coming, and it's not for you. Just stop this now.
Akira is going to kind of growl at you, and he says, you have no idea of the power you're dealing with, puny human.
Dear Lord.
And he's going to swing at you with his burning torch.
Fantastic.
Aiming for your hair.
Yep. In which case,
So rude.
I'm going
So
to
rude.
I'm going to duck under it and just try and have at him.
Yep, go for it. So you need one more success to kind of best him.
Best and bestie.
Reroll that. That is 2 successes.
Yep, so so he does this whole thing like, you cannot comprehend the power you're dealing with. Does this whole epic speech, and then before he can strike an attack, you just like clock him right in the stomach and double him over.
I like to think that he raises his he raises the torch, forgetting for a moment that he's just kind of night blinded himself for a moment as the flame passes in front of him. So I think we see from his perspective, the torch flame passes in front of his vision. I'm not there, and then I just whoosh across the stomach. He doubles over.
Oh no!
And with the backhand, just clock him once again to make sure he goes down.
Bellyache.
He goes down like an even bigger sack of bricks, and clumps to the floor.
I will do that spinny thing. I will do that spinny thing to like flare off and finish the hold the stick out to my side like it is a samurai sword.
Yep, free action. That's fine.
Before giving a bow to my opponent and turning back to whatever the fuck this steam thing is.
So
It's
Joe
just
Biden
wonderful.
Still on the floor.
Joe Biden is you go, Are you gonna untie me now?
Not with a hockey stick. I'm not. Hang on.
It's just a skipping rope.
It hurts. It's chafing my wrists.
Aw.
Yeah. You'll live. Give me a second.
And a bone sword plunges through the ceiling.
Oh no!
So you still need one success to understand the steam machine. Do you want to roll through that?
Yep. I am going to. Hang on, I'm on to stress. I have nothing else. This is just the one die. Otherwise. Oh, that is 2 successes.
Yep. So you understand the steam machine in the nick of time.
Fantastic.
Because you notice that during like the fight, the clock got battered when you kind of whacked Akira. He backed up into this kind of clock and kind of stuttered it. and you notice it's kind of ticking 2, 3, 4, click, and then it kind of hits the hour mark. And then you see like some of the settings on the steam machine, like some of the casing opens to reveal this kind of almost like a kind of katana blade, but like an exceedingly kind of long one kind of jut out from it towards Joe Biden.
A Nodanachi. Oh dear.
In the sense that it's going to like try to spear him, or
kind of like a falling axe. It's going to kind of like slice down across him.
Oh, fantastic. In which case
you have moments to react.
Cool.
My himbo.
Thing with katana blades.
Yep.
They're very fragile.
This is true.
So I'm going to
it.
see this, kind of wince internally and go, oh, sorry, and then just baseball style, just clock across the blade across the flat of it to try and try and twist or like break it apart.
So nice. In the interests of time, I'm going to say that yes, you do indeed. Your quick thinking smashes the katana blade. And you blow it across, and it becomes shards, and you've saved the life of our dear sweet Joe Biden.
Fantastic.
However, one of the shards of the katana blade just kind of lands right by his arm and just nicks him just a little bit and just slices him.
Ah, shit.
No.
And he's like, "Are you going to get me out of here now? I'd like some clothes, please."
Yeah. One thing at a time. Don't struggle, okay? And I'm going to go over to him.
It's really painful.
Yeah, just stay still, you big baby. And I'm going to gingerly with my that sailor hood thing. I'm going to bundle that up to use it as a protective, to pick the katana shard up and use that to cut the ropes.
Yep, you grab that, you slice easily through the skipping rope, and you help him up, and he's like, "Oh, thank you.
Cool.
Where's the changing room? Where's my leotard?"
Your leotard is an ex-leotard at this stage. Come on, get out of here. Come on, let's move.
So you guys, in classic action movie style, you guys go to leave, and then just as you're kind of leaving the room, it starts to rumble.
Is that a cavalry rumble or an Armageddon rumble? And I will turn back.
What's a Geddon? You turn around,
when you're old.
and the moon door begins to open.
Oh bugger!
I thought it was going to open in 3 days.
Yeah. Well,
we've we've moved it forward.
Frankly, I thought you wouldn't get this far so quickly.
Expedited.
Yes.
He looked at he read the date wrong on the pebble.
Yeah. Cut to Gin, who's like, "Is it the 17th today? I can't remember. What day is it, Dan?"
He forgot about a couple of leap years.
Dan holds out the calendar and goes, "Oh, bugger me." So basically the moon door opens on schedule, and bursting up through it, like easily smashing through the roof and emerging from the gym, is Okinozutsu, the man that was Baron Ishikawa many centuries ago. So this is a 7-headed rat monster who stumbles beneath. So you remember right at the start of this game, we had to roll 2 challenges. One was the obvious, the one that you knew, and one was the secret that I knew. The secret that I knew was that there is a 7-headed monster that sleeps beneath the streets.
Fantastic.
You have found the 7-headed monster that sleeps beneath the street. His name is Okinozutsu, which means big headache, because he has 7 heads, so he has one hell of a big headache.
Oh, yes, that's true.
And
he's kind of like a rat creature. He's got arms and he's got legs, but he has like 7 rat heads and lots of tails that are lashing around. And he is like at least 10 stories tall and vicious, and he's like angry. He's very angry.
Is he also the Baron?
Yeah, he is what the Baron became through dark magic and exposition that we don't have time to go into right now.
Just a minor
I became this way through exposition.
As the door is opening and this large form is emerging, I will turn back to Joe and go, "I'll tell you what to get in. We're getting out of here."
Hey, banana sticker. I give you that. So you and Joe run. Joe runs very gingerly in his tight whities. And then, yeah, you guys leave. As Casses have been just kind of knocked to the side. We'll deal with them later. But yeah, so to all you guys above ground, seemingly with
we were sticking our heads in the through the ceiling, and suddenly this thing explodes.
And then you just kind of hear, "I am complete." Yeah, and this freaking giant rat king thing emerges from the gym.
I would like to become stressed.
You may voluntarily add stress dice to your pool.
I'm going to add 2 stress dice.
You are quite far back from your mic, Peter.
You are. You sound a little quiet.
Oh,
that's a good shout.
I would like to become stressed. Sorry, I was looking at my dice.
How dare you?
I would then like to run directly towards it, because this seems like a problem which needs many of us.
All right, so you're to keep it mechanic. I'll give you a challenge, and the challenge is you wish to become stressed. You want to fight Akinazutsu. You run forward. As you do, Mr. Hatori. No, Miss Yoshida from the start. Was it Yoshida? Yeah, Miss Yoshida, the disciplinarian teacher from the start. She's like rushes towards you to stop you. She's like, "Don't go towards that, you stupid girl!" And she's going to try and stop you. So you have a challenge rating of 4 to get past her and Mr. Hatori, who is rushing to help as well. The teachers are trying to stop you.
Death, war, spoons. Yes, I have become an octopus.
Have you successfully failed?
Yes, I rolled.
Task failed successfully.
I rolled 2 1s on the stress die, a 6 on my normal die, and a 4 on the other one.
Okay, well that's fine. You get 1 success, so you slip past Miss Yoshida.
Oh yes.
But then you immediately you get the rumbly tumbly feeling, which means you're going to become
puff into steam.
Yep, yeah, you're
huff into vapors.
You are becoming a kaiju. Do you want to kind of dash off and try and hide somewhere, or are you just at this point like attack the rat man?
I'm going to run behind a hedge. So plausible
behind a hedge.
Plausible deniability in my books.
Plausible bananability.
Bananability.
Mr. Hatori like kind of dances after you. He's like, "Come back, darling, come back." Yeah. So you are kaijuing. The rest of you, the other 3 of you. So Kaho, you're still kind of sweeping around the city. You can come back in a minute. But we're going to start with the other 2 of you. So Akane and Aiko, you have a giant rat man. He has a challenge rating of 10. I'm going to go in for it and say he has a challenge rating of 10. You need 10 hits on this guy.
Can we now see Asuna and Joe?
I doubt it.
You ripped off
since we fled into the tunnel. It's specifically
the thing
to get
is,
away from the rat monster.
Yeah, like you guys did rip off the top of the changing room. So perhaps when you guys arrive at the stairs, you will see the 2 of them emerge.
Okay, so not yet though.
Not yet, but in a go or so, you will.
Okay, so I'm gonna take to the wing because I think I'd landed to the top of. I'm gonna do a loud shriek to let Kaho know that maybe she needs
something's
to come
back
going on. And
there be things.
I'm going to attack him with my big bone sword, powered by my great and terrible wings.
Yep. So that's 3, I think, right? 3 rolls.
Yep. Plus, I have a stress die.
Roll away.
I got 1 success.
1 success.
But I also rolled a 1 on my stress die.
Okay, so what we're going to have for that then is you get 1 success. So you kind of swoop at him with your big and terrible wings, and you successfully kind of bat him across one of the rat heads. But then showing the power, the supreme power of this kind of semi-deified rat man, he immediately swings at you with one of his bus-sized fists and just kind of plumps you down onto the ground, like just clotheslines you out of the sky and damages you. He is powerful. So you are going to turn back into a schoolgirl. You'll be dazed, but after a turn, you can come back in.
Yeah, I land in the boys' changing rooms on the floor.
You land in the boys' changing rooms.
Passed out.
Yeah, and
my head lands on the leotard.
Yeah, you kind of land back in. We'll get to you in a moment. Aiko, your friend has just been batted out of the sky like a fly.
That's rude.
It was, wasn't
Bad rat man. I stamp on him. Wait, how big is this thing?
Bigger than you. Like
Darn it.
One of his
you are the
fists
biggest
is
of the
as
kaiju,
big
I
as-
think. So he's not like hugely bigger than you, but he is like the kaiju equivalent, like a head taller than you specifically.
Huh.
Wait,
Okay.
how tall is Aiko as a kaiju?
I'm seeing Aiko is pretty.
I
fucking
am
big.
dizzyingly tall.
Yeah, like some of you guys are like kind of bust sized. You're like building sized.
Okay.
I don't even know how big I am.
I'm trying to think of a sassy octopus fact to say before I hit him, but I'm very sleepy, so what I'm going to do...
He waits patiently.
Octopuses have beaks, but I don't. I have many teeth. I'm always sad about this. And I will bite him with my rows upon rows of teeth and try and add some lightning
nice.
shroud into that too.
Yep. So 3 dice plus any stress dice.
Cool. So I've only got 3 here, so I'll roll 3 and then I'll roll my stress dice separately. Whee! Ah, failure!
Complete failure.
And my stress dice was a 1!
Right. Okay. So you go for him. You fail in any way to damage him, but he kind of what he's gonna do is he's gonna kind of you go and he kind of ducks your beak strike, and then he's just gonna like pick up a tree, and then he's just gonna kind of bop you on the head with it.
Ow!
And then a blossom goes everywhere. And you two are going to turn back into a schoolgirl.
I am, yes.
He kind of turns towards the crowd with the pose that unmistakably says, "Is there no one else?
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?"
And an octopus flies at him.
And then, so we're going to go to Kaneko. It's you.
I am going to. He's got a tree now, so I'm gonna go fencing. I'm moving in with my writhing tentacles, and then I'm gonna.
He's got a tree.
I know. So I'm gonna. He's got a tree. I have a sword made of bone. So I'm going to over to him, and bap him, and then camouflage away.
That's fine.
Like a silent 20-foot tall octopus.
Roll your dice, Kaneko.
Right,
Roll
that's
your dice.
3 dice. No stress dice as of yet.
Yep.
Pray, 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 pray,
Pray, pray, pray, pray, pray, pray, pray.
Oh, that was no, no failure.
That was no.
Complete failure.
Aw.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you again successfully fail.
I now have a stress dice.
Please add a stress die, and you're stressed because as you come at him, what he's going to do is you come at him like a wibbly wobbly octopus, and you try and get him with your bone sword, but he just kind of grabs you, kind of wraps his hand around you like you're a pesky little mollusk, and then just kind of lobs you bodily, and you go smashing through the top floors of the nearest skyscraper.
Oh no!
Can I suggest that instead she lands like on Kaiju Bot's head, like a hat?
Kaiju Bot may return in a moment to aid you.
Okay, I will land in. I will land in the street.
Yeah, you kind of crash through Marvel style, smash the skyscraper, and just kind of destroy a load of kind of restaurant stands and crash into the street.
Oh no! I liked that
Cat.
street
Land
food.
next to-
The street food is now just food on the street.
Yeah, there's sushi everywhere. Kaho, 'tis you.
'Tis me.
'Tis you. You've heard all this kerfuffle. You heard the shriek of your friends warning you that something's up.
Yep.
I
think,
presumably
do
fly
I-
back.
I fly back just in time to see my best friend Kaneko
Go
be
flying
thrown into
through
street
Lobbed
food.
bodily through a skyscraper, yeah.
And obviously I don't think I can miss the giant rat-headed monster.
He's hard to miss.
Try.
I'm not going to try. In fact, I'm going to try and hit him. I'm going to flap my great and terrible wings, and from a distance, so he can't swat at me, I'm going to shoot my laser eyes. And
Yep,
my
that's
aim
fine.
mainly is I want to get him turned away from the crowd.
Yep, that's fine. Yeah, so he is facing towards the crowd, and you want to kind of, like, hey, over here kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep, so roll me your dice.
Okay. So I've got big livery wings. I've got my base one.
We do.
I've got
do.
laser eyes.
We do.
I'm stressed. Can I get
Aren't we
anything
all?
else?
I think that's pretty much your maximum.
Damn it. Alright. Dice Foley. 1 success! Oof!
Yeah. So he's kind of basking in his newfound glory, but then like a laser kind of knocks off one of his tails or something, or kind of knocks it down, He's like, "Rrr," and kind of turns around. His tails, incidentally, they're kind of writhing like tentacles. It's really quite foul. He turns around, indeed, away from the crowd to face you, Kaho. And he just kind of points a finger at you and just kind of... He doesn't really speak. He's just like, "Rrr," but you're pretty sure that means I'm going to swat you like a fly, or worse to that effect.
Or like a moth.
We've established I don't speak either, so the two of us are just going to yell at each other. And there's
You guys have this kind of whole like dialogue thing that no one understands.
You guys get it.
We are going to go now to Asuna. So you and Joe Biden, I'm assuming, are going to emerge from the dungeon, for want of a better word, back into the boys' changing room.
Yep.
You
Cool.
find me lying on the
Yeah,
floor.
so
looking a bit dazed.
Joe Biden, so you, we're just going to briefly flip to your point of view, Akane. You're a bit dazed. You've just been beaten up by a fucking 10-foot story rat. It's a bit of a day, but then you kind of start to come to, and your eyes kind of blinker open a bit, and everything's a bit fuzzy and soft focus. But then you see approaching you, dressed in nothing but tighty whities, Joe Biden.
I'm gonna say I get another stress die from that.
I will give you
Seeing
that
him
stress die. Yeah, he's
in
walking
nothing.
towards you, and he's like, "Are you all right?"
Joe,
Like,
You-
I don't know if you're sure you're dreaming, but like, it's a strange sight.
clothes.
Oh yes, I
Joe.
lost my leotard.
Here.
I'm going
Here.
to.
What are you handing him when you say here?
I think his leotard. I think like I was near it on the floor.
He goes into the pocket of the leotard and pulls out the breath mints and pops one immediately.
Oh,
He's
yes.
like, "My leotard is broken."
The idea that his leotard has pockets.
It's just like a little,
It's broken.
There's one pocket just big enough for a little pack of breath mints. Meanwhile, Asuna, what are you doing?
Rolling my eyes and giving them some space.
Yep,
I'm
free action.
Yep. I'm going to. I'm going to kneel down by. I'm going to kneel down by. I'm going to kneel down by Akane and.
Hello.
And say,
Hi, Asuna.
"You hurt? You hurt? How are we doing?"
No. Seven-headed rat.
Yeah, no, we
Monster,
saw.
Yeah, he swatted me.
Okay.
I'll have
You
to
chilled
get
there,
angry
Joe.
again.
Take care
Okay,
of
I'll
her.
be back.
Get her
I'll
to
be back
safety.
in a minute.
Good man.
Oh my god.
Enjoy. And I will.
What?
I already gone.
Asuna, don't leave me!
I am going to. I'm going to head out of the room, and I would head out of the room, see the fight, and I think just as Kaho like soars over me and lasers the Rat
the
King.
distraction move.
Yeah. So with the guy turned roughly in my direction,
Yep.
I am going to. I'm going to challenge him.
What, you level your hockey
Ooh.
stick?
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh my God.
I'm going to stride out towards. I'm going to stride out towards him and say, "Hi, down here, you overdeveloped migraine." And
He kind of looks down.
we didn't need you before. We don't want you now. So just piss off already.
Yeah. So what you trying to achieve by this? Just so I kind of know how to rate the outcome. Are you trying to distract him? Are you trying to kind of lure his attention?
What I have in mind is. What I have in mind is a moment from Hercules against the Hydra.
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah.
So like, I'm just saying roll an attack and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, if you get eaten, the hockey stick isn't gonna help.
It's
Also,
just,
I think, his fist is bigger than you.
His toe is
even
bigger
if-
than you.
Even if you turned into a ball while in his mouth, he might not notice.
I think.
I
that's
think
right.
roll
he
roll
will.
your dice and we'll see what happens.
I think nightmares from the inside sounds pretty super effective to me.
okay, that is 4 successes.
What?
Hey!
Sweet
Okay.
Christendom.
I don't even know how to do that. Okay, I have it. What? Oh my god, 4 successes. Okay. So you are gonna challenge him, and kind of level your hockey stick, I assume.
Yep.
He's gonna go to stamp on you with his toe. And then I'm going to suggest maybe you do something like at the last moment, you know that shard you had?
Yes.
I'm going to say you jam the shard underneath his toenail.
Oh.
And that has the effect of him going, "Rrrr!" And he's going to tumble backwards and kind of crash down across like half the school, which has been evacuated. But like the whole, he's just kind of in a cloud of dust. Akinazutsu just goes down and dust is kicked up like in chaos, and you stand there feeling awesome. Yes.
How many hits has he got left on him?
He has 4 hits left on him.
God.
2 of his heads are
Nicely
unconscious. 3 of his heads are unconscious.
Really big head.
Nicely done, Jacob.
Yeah, well done. Right, who's next? I've completely forgotten the go order.
May I alter?
I think it's me.
May I alter that slightly? That
Please.
description? I would like the shard is a fantastic idea, but instead of inflicting it on him, I would like to have it like just uncovered in my hand, and as the toe comes down, I just squeeze on the sharpened edge.
You're trying to attack on
what?
Titan into this.
I'm Attack on Titaning this guy, so which
give
causes
me more
me
info.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure I
point
understand
being-
the process.
I don't get this
Trying
reference.
to transform underneath the toe.
Oh, right. All right. Scratch that. For narrative, it's more fun. So you successfully stress yourself.
Yep.
Just as he goes to stamp on you, you turn into your kaiju form. You
Yep.
bore up, as it were.
Yep.
You become such a boar, and you trump up. You kind of buck. He unbalances. You've already kind of given him one in the foot, and he goes tumbling over while you kind of snort your war cry.
Yep.
And then there's dust and there's chaos, and it's beautiful, and the crowd cheers.
Fantastic.
But he's not out of it yet.
Yeah.
Who's next up?
I think me?
Yep, you are there. Joe
Is it not H?
or it could be
Oh, is it H?
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
have no
H.
clue
Yeah, it must
anymore.
be H.
Okay.
So
Sorry?
I have no idea. That's what I said. I have no idea.
So I think so. H. I believe you just got knocked out, didn't you? So you're missing a turn. You're kind of dazed in the rubble.
Yes, if we're doing the missing the turn thing, I am
If we're
indeed.
doing so both you
dazed
and Akane
and-
will be missing like proper turns because you're kind of dazed in the rubble.
Yeah, I'm a human.
Yep,
No,
you
when
are
you miss a
Human. Aiko, you are kind of lying there in the kind of ruins of the gym, and then you just see the rat man just go tumbling over and smash the science lab, and you're just kind of like, huh.
Oh, I like science.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, like, I think my school bag was in there. Right, so we're gonna go to, is it Kaho next or Kaneko?
Kaneko went before me, I think.
Yes.
No, Kaneko, you're up. Yes, you're correct. So you have recovered now from being flung through a skyscraper. You see Akinazutsu is standing up. He's clambering to his feet and kind of roaring in rage at this boar that's come at him.
I'm gonna fling myself back. I'm
back in the ring.
I'm gonna wall bounce onto this guy. Which actually, considering ball bouncing would probably be very, very. Actually, yeah. I wonder if Japan is built in Source Engine, because if it is, then I've got all the movement tech. Right. I would like to use writhing tentacles and bone sword, And now with added spice of stress.
Yep.
Come on.
Absolutely.
We got 1 success.
1 success. Yep. So you wibble wobble over. I'm seeing you just kind of leaping out of kind of the ruins, and just as soon as he stands up, you just kind of splat across one of his faces, and just like take it out, knock it completely unconscious with a blow of the bone sword. He's stumbling now. He's looking a bit worse for wear. Kaho.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Right. I want to. How many heads has he got left? Conscious?
So he's got 3 heads that still look pretty alert. There's one in the middle that has like what you assume is a crown on, and there's like 2 others either side. The rest of them have got a selection of black eyes and missing teeth.
Right. I want to get to that one in the middle.
Yep.
I want to land on its shoulder.
Yep.
And I want to scream in its ear with my piercing cry.
Please do.
Now that will give him a headache.
If I could speak, I'd be like, "You want to hear a headache?" But I can't, so I'll just go.
Yep.
So I've got Kaiju. I've got piercing scream. Do I get my flappy ears because I flap to him?
Yeah.
Flappy ears.
Why not?
Flappy
Why
ears.
not?
Yes, that's what my wings are called now. They're now flappy
My
ears.
flappy ears.
Aww.
And I've
Like
got one for
Dumbo.
stress. Right. Oh, that's free.
3. All right.
Yes.
I mean, okie smoky. So what I'm going to allow for that is, you just as he looks like he's going to launch another attack, he's got Asuna in front of him. He's got Joe Biden and Akane off to the side, who are very, very vulnerable. You got Aiko there. A lot of you guys are very much in his attack sphere, and he's going to like raise his mighty, terrible fists, and then you land on his shoulder and you scream for all you're worth, and then he just kind of stumbles around he screams, he tries to swat you with his fists and his tree and tries to swat you away, and then he goes for the classic. He tries to hit you, misses, and hits himself square in the middle of the head and knocks himself unconscious.
That's what I was hoping for.
Bomp!
Yay.
He kind of sways. He sways. Aiko, for a moment, you're like, oh, he's not going to fall on me, is he? And then, of course, and then he tumbles backwards. Actually, no. He stands there kind of wobbling. You're like, which way is he going to go? Is he going to fall and crush our heroes? And then Kaiju Bot hops over to him with his truncheon, and he's he says, don't walk on the grass, and nabs him in the shin. And that is the straw that breaks the camel's back. And Akinazutsu tumbles down and is defeated.
Oh, I didn't even get to play with him.
I'm sorry, but you do have Joe Biden in front of you, who is now trying on a series of different outfits he's found.
They all just like short shorts and
he's got he's found
ripped
some
t-shirts.
basketball shorts that are way too short, and he's got and he's just not really sure which look is his. He's actually asking you for opinions.
Akane is just like sat on the floor with her head in her hand.
Yes, and so you have saved the day.
Yeah.
And so
May I have a conversation with Joe?
Yeah, I was going to flash to without doing a massive epilogue. We're going to do the next day. So, as all kaijus do, he just
in the basement.
What was that?
The twins who are down in the basement.
We'll get to that. So, as all
Okay.
kaiju do when they've been defeated, Akinazutsu disappears in a puff of smoke. He's gone. So he can't be studied by science or anything as morbid as that.
Phew.
But yeah, you guys. Somebody, I imagine, says the equivalent of "Let's go home." You guys are kind of. Those of you who are kaijus will presumably morph back into your schoolgirl forms in secret. All of the military and the teachers and everybody move in, and they find you guys. They assume that you guys were caught up in the chaos, and they check you're okay. Your identities are preserved. Before you guys are separated, Akane Joe Biden is going to kind of just grab your hand and be like, thank you for, say thank you to your friend Asuna for rescuing me. It was really brave of them. I'm sorry I didn't come to the library and study with you. Perhaps we can do that tomorrow.
Why you were supposed to come to study with me. Did you want to spend time with Nozomi instead?
No, Nozomi said that you was in the changing room. I was looking for you.
You were?
Of course.
Don't trust a hoe.
Pops a breath.
Why would I have been in the boys' changing room, Joe?
Well, I can hear you know that I'm really rather stupid.
Joe, don't say that.
But perhaps you can help me be less stupid.
Yeah.
And path.
I beg your pardon?
Pardon? I beg your pardon?
I said, and pass my maths final.
Yeah, yes, that would be nice. Yeah.
He kind of he chuckles very sweetly and innocently, and you see the youth in his face. And then he kind of goes like, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess the library will be back tomorrow.
Or we could study in the park.
Under the cherry blossoms.
Yeah, I
what
know
she
a nice,
said.
a nice, Kaho, if you don't mind, we're.
It's okay, I've got you.
I know a nice spot in the park. That would be lovely.
It's a meeting. It's a meeting.
A study date.
Study meeting.
Yeah,
Yes.
study meeting, of course. Yes.
Goodbye.
You had better
And so he leaves,
Goodbye.
and he does like a little kind of ballet pirouette of joy as he leaves. Yeah. At that point, unless anyone else wants to do anything today, I was going to quickly cut to the next day for just wrap up.
Yep.
Nope,
I
I'm
get
good.
so stressed from that conversation that I turn into a kaiju.
You go and get it out your system, kind of on the beaches at night.
I like the idea that you
Go for a fly around the city.
start to get a bit like hot and flustered, but then I just bap you with a rolled up newspaper and said, nope, not again.
Denied.
Been through this before.
I was just gonna go for a fly around the city.
I think
So-
when the teachers come
yeah.
to check if we're okay, I'm very much like, the kaiju destroyed my project!
Miss Yoshida is like, there, dear, it's all right.
Oh, Mrs. Shida, I put so much
We'll
work
make
in.
it better again. I'm sure your project was the best project.
Oh.
In fact, when we go to the next day, Miss Yoshida is there on the smoking ruins of the school as you guys arrive, and she's like, unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, the culture fair is cancelled.
Oh,
However,
what about the ballet?
due to process of elimination, Kaho has been declared the winner.
Hooray!
Because your project is the only one to have survived the kaiju attack. And then, like, Mr. Hatori just holds up the burned and charred remains of your project, and he's like, we can imagine it was beautiful.
It was!
Imagination
helped
is
me
the
with
true
it.
message.
Oh, well done, Kaho.
Well done. So there's great excitement and applause, and so like Miss Yoshida declares that you guys can spend the day studying in the park across the road, which somehow has escaped completely undamaged. There's more military folk around, but most of them seem to be cleaning up rather than being aggressive. Kaijubot himself is hopping around the school premises, helping
Everyone
old
is
ladies
getting a
cross the
selfie with
road and
Kaijubot.
disrupting
I want a
traffic.
selfie of Kaijubot.
Everyone is getting a selfie.
There's a
with
long
Kaijubot.
queue. You'll be waiting a while.
I will get in that queue.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So 5 hours later, you guys arrive at the park to study. Kaijubot's just like he gives you like a big thumbs up with his one remaining arm.
Aw.
I love.
And yeah, you
all
guys
hail
go to the
Kaijubot.
park.
All hail!
We're going to try to recruit him to our kaiju team.
So yeah, we're just gonna do a quick debrief with Gin, who is just like, well done. Well done, Kaiju Girls.
I will say...
Oh, yes, unless...
You're not very good with dates, are you, Gin?
What were you going to say, Kaneko? Sorry, I didn't want to jump ahead if you had something else to do.
I was going to say that Kaneko has in a clean 2-0 sweep managed to take on her rival of the Chengdu Shunters, which is and mop up that team. Even after a very tiring day of actually throwing themselves as an octopus, they did not stress out and kept completely under cool despite rapid updates to the game. That
I love how
Kaneko.
I love how you relaxed after that day by like going and doing that
and doing a quite high stress esports tournament with a completely shifting meta. Luckily, they managed to read the meta perfectly and realise that if you do damage, you win.
Akane goes out and does a graffiti mural of the fight, showing all of us defeating the rat.
It's beautiful.
I read a book.
I think in the background or off to the side of where Akane is doing the mural, Asuna is moving. Asuna has has retrieved her kendo stick and is doing some exercises and what are they called? Like discipline things.
Drills?
Drills.
Drills.
That's the word. Exercises and drills just
forms
at the top of a building, set against the setting sun.
Yep, absolutely.
Aww.
Aiko, what you doing?
Looking into owning a pet octopus.
I have decided I wish to get a pet octopus. Cool. And you also know the Takases have been taken away for questioning. Turns out they're part of a cult. Who would have known?
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Strange.
And so
I was
Gin
hoping
is
they
like,
got caved in and stuck down there.
yeah, Gin's just like, well done, Kaiju Girls, well done. We've learned a lot. We've learned many valuable lessons about friendship, and I've learned that perhaps I should get a calendar.
Calendars.
I am sorry about that.
Akane has made him like one that's all on pebbles. She's drawn him out.
Thank you.
You're
It's
very
very
welcome.
beautiful. It is. I'm a big fan.
Oh, can we have the that evening, whoever it is who's in charge of like looking after the pond, for the first time ever in sort of decades, the fish all get scooped out into a different container, the pond gets cleaned, and a new lot of pebbles are put in.
Well, funnily enough, so what you guys are hanging around the pond, and a new lot of pebbles are brought in, but with them comes something new. And you guys look in, and Gin is like, Kaiju Girls, it is time for me to retire. I've had a very long and successful time, and I'm going to take Dan here, and we're going to live happily in the ocean.
Dan?
Of course,
and
they're
Dan
married.
But
Did you not know we've been a couple for 300 years? You didn't know that.
But you're both freshwater fish. Again, you can't go to the ocean.
All right,
die.
all right, fine, whatever. We're gonna go.
We'll find you a nice spot in the river.
All right, we'll go to the river, and it'll be beautiful. But I'm going to leave you with your new guardian. Her name is her name is. I haven't got a name. Didn't think that far ahead.
Quick, Helen, find us a name.
What was
Wait a
he
minute.
called?
His name was Gin.
Yep.
Hang on, bear with me. This will
just-
get cut from the.
Which means golden. Is there a word for silver or?
There is a word for silver, but I can't remember what it is.
Wait a minute.
Okay, we're
Her
waiting.
name is Taco. Taco.
No.
Yes.
Wait, and just see why. You see why? Because that's the Japanese for what this creature is.
Yes, it is. Oh my goodness. Oh my god.
Octopus.
So her name is Taco, and I'm sure that she will serve you well. And from the depths of the pond comes a cute little octopus.
Yes!
Which gravitates
What kind?
towards Aiko, and she says, "Hello there. My name is Taco. I'm going to be your new guardian.
You have armfuls of pebbles.
I've got all these armfuls of pebbles here, you see?
Yes.
So all of you."
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
It's nice to meet you, Taco. How are you? You're a saltwater fish. This is a freshwater pond. So we
Everyone
need to
looks at the
salt.
camera and we cut to black.
Perfect. Anywho, that was
Honestly,
wonderful.
octopuses
That was
probably
great
do not
fun.
count. That was so much
That
fun.
was wonderful. That was a good game.
Life's never easy when you're a teenage lizard monster, but I think our Kaiju Girls handled it well. Next week we have an absolute treat for you, dire listeners, as we welcome James D'Amato of the One Shot podcast for a world-building game straight out of his new book, The Ultimate RPG Game Master's World Building Guide. It is absolutely not one to miss. But until then, thank you for listening to Direcast. If you'd like to keep up to date with episodes and announcements, you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Direcast, and on Instagram at DirecastPod, and subscribe to us on your favourite podcatcher. And hey, if you enjoyed listening to us, maybe consider giving us a rating or review, or sharing us with a friend. We'd really love that. You can also now support us on Patreon, and we would absolutely love it if you'd consider giving us just a few pounds a month. Go to patreon.com/Direcast to check out the tiers and rewards available. Direcast is Lukey Slim, Matt George Lovett, Jacob Wall, Helen, Peter Wellman, and H Folkmans. Our logo and banner art are by H Folkmans. The Direcast theme and the Kaiju Girls theme are composed and performed by Matt George Lovett. This episode was edited by Peter Wellman. This week we were playing Kaiju Girls by Grant Howitt, a link to which can be found in the episode description. And at least for this week, that's how the die are cast.